Hello, hi everybody. Welcome, good day, good evening, and welcome back to today's episode 2, surprising episode 2. Thank you again for joining us today on the live stream. We're back with our previous players. No one changed. We didn't have a casting change in the middle of the episodes.
I think some of us morphed into it.
Morphed into it. All right. Yeah, we morphed into different clothes. Just ignore that tiny fact. Anyways, hello, hi everybody. We're streaming live from Wild Magic Store in Strusop. Don't forget, if you want to find dice and things like that, just welcome. Hello. And hi guys, welcome back.
Hello.
Hey, how are you guys feeling?
Cold.
Cold.
Why I'm wearing a coat today.
I brought a coat, but I honestly can't remember. But it's in the corner. Never mind. Anyways. All right. Hi. How about you guys? How are you guys doing?
Alright.
I'm okay.
Okay.
I guess I'm the only one who wore the same shirt.
I figured I should, like reflect Jana's colors even
Elephant
more.
colors even more. Okay. I like that.
Just missing the nose.
I don't know. I came in with a yellow coat, little backpack.
And next thing we know, episode 3, we're gonna be wearing the
Armor.
armor. That's right. Armor and helmets. What do I wear then?
We're gonna cosplay
You-
to our
you-
own
you
character.
cosplay
Gonna have
as
that
Bolo.
mustache.
I cosplay as
Bolo.
Bolo. Our pass. All right. Hi everyone. Hello again. And I think that's the third hello. It's just weird, we're back at this again. But yeah, welcome to episode 2. Once again, I'm your DM Anas. These are my friends, Sway and Yura. And again, goddamn, I was about to call you Nini. Shaza
I don't mind.
and Nas. We're saying hi to everybody again. Thank you for everybody who watched the last live stream. Sorry that it went on for so long. But here we are again, episode 2.
The adventure continues.
Adventure continues. I think if you guys want to recap your characters so far once again, and how you're feeling, how your characters are feeling at this moment, go ahead.
For a second there, I thought we were gonna recap the trailer.
Recap the trailer.
No, God, no.
Do you want me to?
No. But I guess I'll go first this time.
Yeah, go for it.
Hello everyone, I am Nasruddin. I am playing Biscuit Matcha, a tea brewer artificer here looking for the mysterious Kupi.
Shaza.
Oh, right. I'm Shaza. I work here. And I'm playing a halfling called Nini Benti, who would just be called Nini moving forward. She's a ranger and my brain's gone dead.
What race is she?
Halfling.
She's a
Halfling.
halfling.
Tiny Nini.
Tiny Nini.
Alright, my name is Yura. I'm a regular here. I usually play D&D and other stuff. But yeah, I'll be playing Patches High Strider, a Leonin, and I'm the fighter. Yeah.
The indoctrinator of children.
I swear, it's not what you think.
There's context. There is context.
Oh, right, there's
There is
context.
context. It's
There is
nothing
context.
malicious. It's nothing malicious.
And
Alright.
last but not least,
Hey, hi guys, my name is Sway. I will be playing Jana Azili. She is what is she? She's a Loxodon, which is an elephant person. She's very chunky, and she is a cleric of the
Our-
light domain. Okay?
our savior of the team. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, who
Thank
is
you.
running low on spell slots, by the way, from the last episode.
Have you wasted so far?
A lot.
Four or
You,
five.
it was what one fifth level spell and
2.
oh my.
No, it's
One-
1/5, 1/4, 1/3, 1/3.
Oof.
Yeah.
Going down the
Yowza.
line.
That-
Going down the line.
One of
Wow.
each.
We haven't gotten into combat yet.
Exactly, not even combat yet.
All right.
I only lost one spell slot at my highest level.
Oof, yowzas. Well, that's just what what you trade to neuralize a town from attacking the giant Leonin. If you want to figure out what we're talking about, just watch the previous episode. Anyways, before we get into that, I just want to tell everybody, all the watchers at home, that today's episode, we are sponsored again. Woo! This episode is brought to you by Funko Pop Brunei. Look at that! Look at that! Look at it! Look at it! Look! Look! It's cool. It is. I know you want it.
There's the
because
other.
I want it.
Show him the other one.
I can't. It's Tiamat. You don't lift Tiamat. You don't lift a dragon. Come on. Respect
dragon.
Anyways, once again, we're doing another giveaway here. Wild Magic is collaborating with Funko Pop today for a giveaway. Oh, sorry, Funko Pop Brunei on a giveaway on tonight's stream. All you have to do is follow tonight's stream and on Wild Magic Store's IG. Make a comment on the IG post on tonight's stream and give yourself a prediction. You know, give a prediction on what's gonna happen today. And by that I mean, will Patches indoctrinate a child? You know, will the Nini, you know, will the Nini be throw an actual slipper? Will she actually do that today? We don't know.
Will Jana lose all her spell slots?
Will Jana lose all her spell slots? You know, all of that fun stuff. If you want to get even more technical, even more specific, a better chance of playing. Who's gonna get the first nat 20 today? Who's gonna get the first nat 1? Is anyone going to get double nat 20s or double nat 1s? I hope in both cases it's not me.
Who's gonna be the first to die?
Who's gonna be the first to die? That's right.
Is there gonna be a TPK?
Is there going to be a TPK? Will this episode only be 20 minutes long? Make your predictions in the comments below. All right. The closest prediction or the best prediction wins a Funko Pop Mimic. That's right. You get a Mimic. Look at this beautiful thing.
It comes
Look
with
at it.
dice.
Look at it. It comes with a tiny dice.
It comes
it's a
every
beautiful. You can't see it, but it's a beautiful purple dice. It's a Mimic dice.
It's as big as your face.
Look at it. Look at it. This is awesome. Can I win?
Could you wear it as a mask?
Could I wear it as a mask?
Not if it kills you first.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, that's so cool. Definite props to Funko Pop for all these cool stuff they got. We got a little Tiamat here. We got a Beholder over there. We got a Strahd.
Oh, you gotta mention the fireball.
Oh, the fireballs.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. You can also find these fireballs. Today, I'll be using them to throw at the players.
With consent.
With consent.
With consent.
With consent. With consent. All right. And so, hey, that could be a prediction. How many fireballs do I throw today?
Wait, what?
It's a good thing I also have fireball.
Counter your fireball with another fireball. All right. Once again, thank you.
We're in the jungle, guys. Things burn.
He's holding on to a fire sword. Anyways. Another prediction for today. Will he burn down the forest, the jungle? Yes.
No. Who will burn down the
Who will
forest?
burn down the jungle?
Will Jana get eaten by all the predators?
Oh,
That's right. That's right.
She's just a walking lump of meat right there.
Exactly. So, get creative with your predictions. You never know. This is D&D where anything can happen. Once again, thanks to Funko Pop Brunei, and you can follow their IG at Funko Pop Brunei. Give them some love and, tell them we sent you. Hey. And so, with that, we get back into it.
Yep.
With today's episode. And so, just a quick recap here. The party traveled to the nation of Chult from across the sea. And as they made their way here, they went through a bit of trouble with a giant dragon turtle, but were able to very adeptly handle the situation. Only to get stopped by paperwork when they arrived at the port. They were then contracted by none other than Volo of Volo's Guide. As they made a deal with Volo and one of the merchant princes of Port Nyanzaru, Kweyothi, and her attendants, Idris Elba and Beyonce. Why did we go with that last time?
Because they were very charming
Yes, they were very charming.
and attractive.
And I still stand by that. Idris Elba and Beyonce are very attractive, Anyways.
Where are we going with this?
Anyways. So the party gets their supplies from Volo. They have gotten some directions on the last known spot of the Yuan Ti that had the Kupi, and officially the hunt for Kupi is on. As they head their way towards the jungle, they double check their equipment. They unfold the enchanted folding boat. That's imagine an origami boat. It just opens up into an actual boat-sized boat. As they put it into the river, and it floats Take it away, guys.
I turn to our two nomads. I'm like, so we're supposed to go down the river, right?
Right.
So according to the map, we should be going down. Where's the map? Where's the map?
Pulling out the map. Okay.
Patches opens up the very large map inside Bolo's Guide to Monsters, Chult Edition.
Chult edition. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So according to this, we should just go down the riverbanks.
Of the river, so she's
The Social Star.
Ocean
yeah.
Star.
Ocean Star,
And then we should be headed straight to
the Aldani Basin.
Yeah, it's a straight shot.
Right.
Alright.
Bice River.
It may take us a couple of days.
I think you might want to check. It will take you quite a few several days.
Probably
Each hex it represents 1 day of walking, and by boat on the river it's about 2.
No wonder we were given 4 weeks.
Oh, no wonder. Oh,
So we'll probably be there by 2 weeks.
pretty much.
Two
By
weeks
boat.
You were given 4 weeks, before a very likely the sister would die of starvation. However, you don't know. Jana had used one of her spells
Death
for
ward?
Death Ward, and you can feel a little bit more assured that she has at least the
Some
most
time.
of that time. Yeah.
We can't take it easy. Either we go
Straight into it.
at a fast pace or normal pace.
I say we take the river. Go by boat.
By the river, though.
It's
It'll be
faster.
faster.
By the river.
But faster.
Patches looks at the river that's just lightly babbling. People on the boat, as they pass by, with creating small waves across the river. You just hear the water, and you can feel it spray just lightly.
Okay. I am gonna switch out my infusions. I'm gonna switch out the Boots of Winding Path. I'm gonna take out a Amethyst, and I'm gonna create a Homunculus Servant. At least just in case, the map doesn't point out a waterfall or, spike traps and other things across the river. So at least we have eyes on.
What's your homunculus? Because what I'm imagining here is you take out your amethyst, and then you kind of attach it to part of your armor, and then like a little wiry creature comes out and takes the form of something.
Oh, it takes the form. If you know the teapot from Robot. So it's a little
I
helicopter.
like that teapot thing.
Yeah, it's a helicopter
It's a
thing.
little helicopter thing.
Yeah, that one. So I
Alright,
just go ahead
okay.
and stick it in there, pass it up, and it opens up.
It just.
Yes.
All right,
What
as it little.
sort of odd creature is that?
If he can be big, I can see.
And as you note the strange
You see
creature,
all the time.
That's not. Never mind.
a little chewinga of yours just kind of leaves your place, floats on over, and then just rides at the bottom of it.
Oh, they can't see it though.
Yeah.
They can't see it, no.
That's
but
all
you can.
you see an old woman just laughing in the air.
Just- Some of the other fishermen and the people coming off boats nearby, next to the river, just look and like, okay.
I gotta remember what homunculus servant is.
Right, and so the decision here is: are you guys taking the boat?
Yes.
Mhm.
Hold out my foldable.
Right? And you open it up, it origami way. It just helps you, kind of springs out, and it is honestly very surprising. It is. At most, it is the thickness of Manila card. It's amazing that it was able to fold that small, but it folds up into the thickness of Manila card in the shape of a boat. It will fit you guys certainly, even with Jana's larger frame. And as you step on it, it feels like paper, but it feels like it'll hold, and you're not entirely sure. But then as you step on, just like. The boat just kind of shakes underneath your foot.
I cast calm emotions.
I've been panicking. Hold on. Chill. Okay. We can do this.
Okay. Yep.
Right. I'm gonna tie the rope to you, and you. But I'm not leading this.
Why would we want to tie ropes to
Well,
each other?
No. The boat tie on each other.
That's worse.
If the boat drowns, we drown.
Yeah. One boat go down. We all go down.
We go stand together,
That's it.
strong together.
Better. Think of it this way. You have a better chance. You have a better chance of getting to shore if the boat flips. If we're not tied together.
Okay, you're right.
Tag and comment right now. Somebody call it that Patches falls into the water.
Just from sheer fear of getting wet.
That's fine.
It's like
How many-
splash.
How many paddles do we have?
You have two. They come with the boat. There's 2 oars.
Is it like this or is it pull back?
It's like that. Yes.
Okay.
So it's like kite. Oh, not like kite.
It's a pull.
It's a pole, yeah.
Yes.
So
And
we have
it is
oars.
also
Okay.
it's like origami and fairly light, but it looks functional enough. And again, to you as an artificer, you're just like it's like wow, origami magic, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Nini looks at Patches from like she's in the boat already.
Okay.
Nini looks at Patches in the boat and just goes like, "Oh, it's the big putty cat scared of the little water."
Yes.
The little chewingas as well, as they're like,
I think we should share boats, as in like
There's only one boat though, no?
we
there
all
is
have.
only one boat.
Oh,
Yes.
there is only one.
There is only
No,
one
the
that will
question
fit all
is
of you.
who rows?
Don't look
I-
at me.
I have.
I'm old. I'm
I
frail.
can row just as fine if I'm assuming that we're using strength.
I mean, I can do it.
Yeah,
I just don't need to look at the water.
Yes, yes. Yes,
think-
yes. See, have you rowed?
Yes.
Perfect. This is exactly it. All you have to do is just look straight. Don't look back. Don't look left. Don't look right. Just row back.
You see Patches look at you with confidence in his head. I never rode.
Does that mean this is a deception check?
That's fine.
I don't roll between players, but you know, like you look at him, it's like okay, he's big,
Yes.
he's burly, he's strong.
Insight
You know, like yeah, sure,
yes,
yeah.
yes. All right. Onwards. Tally ho. As I get into the boat as well.
You jump into the boat, and again, it feels very much like paper underneath your feet.
So when I get in, it's more of a.
Oh yeah. You feel like that when you're stepping in, it feels like it's crinkling just a little bit underneath.
Is this made of
What?
metal?
It's made of such
I
amazing material.
I'm not looking down.
I think it's made of. I think there's magic imbued into it.
I turn to Nini. I have half a mind to just stab a dagger into it and see if it floats.
Don't. This might be the only boat we have.
And then Jana whispers, "At least
Do
not
it when we
yet.
get back.
At least not yet.
Not yet."
All right.
Okay. Tag in comments below who stabs the boat.
All right. Onward. And I'm gonna. I actually need to look up what I can do. I'll get back to you on that. I need to figure out what I.
All right, and so as you guys get on the boat,
Uh-huh.
and again, right now it's still roughly about midday. The sun in the sky is very sunny. You can feel the heat just reflect off the surface of the water, and you can see quite a lot of people like in the river right now, doing their daily trade. Quite a few fishermen with their nets coming back. There's a lot of people at the banks of the side of the river, underneath the shades of trees and things like that. You push off with your paper oars off, and you start rowing. I assume
I'm rolling.
yeah, Patches, and who is rowing? Just Patches?
Oh, is it?
Who's
two
rowing?
people?
You
All
can.
right. All right.
Okay, so me
I-
and Patches and
Yeah.
How many oars are there?
There's
Just two.
Just two, okay.
Because I have the homunculus servant keeping an eye out on our
Yep.
path.
You do?
Yes.
I'll be in the front.
Thankfully, I have armor of magical strength.
Armor of magical strength. Okay.
Yes. It allows me to use my intelligence rather than my strength. But I don't know if I get proficiency.
right.
Okay. And so I would like. Wait, sorry. I realized. So none of you are proficient in
Water vehicles?
Water vehicles?
No.
Oh my.
As
Okay.
far as I know, no.
Roll a straight strength check, and I'm gonna have to. Hold on.
I see. I see where this is going. I'm
Comments
not
now.
gonna use. I am not gonna use chunky.
Maybe I should use baby dice.
Hold up. Let me pull up Pasha. I need help.
It's okay. It's alright. You can roll. It's okay.
I need to know my abilities.
He's looking for anything.
I'm looking for anything.
Yes. Again, Leonin's Tasha's book available here. Wild Magic. Get it.
That's not so great.
If anything, I'll just roll with my trunk.
That doesn't
Roll
look
with your
great.
trunk. Okay. And so
I can't see it, but it doesn't look great from where I am either.
It doesn't look great.
What's the size of this boat?
large.
It's large.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I can't do
What?
it.
If I
I'll
use
probably
flash
break the
of
boat.
genius,
Okay.
it will go above,
Never mind. I'm just gonna.
go above 10.
Yeah, straight. Straight, right?
Yes.
Because it's below 10.
Just a strength roll.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna sink. Maybe we'll just go.
Oh, so close!
What? It's a 2.
That's it. I forgot to plus my strength.
It's a 2. Before I call it, who's gonna sink the boat? Tag and comment.
Wait, can I? Reaction.
It is. I got you.
Okay.
9 plus
It's like there's a
5,
panic attack going on this side of the table.
14.
Jana,
You know
just like, what do I do? What
I'll
do I do?
use 1 point of Flash of Genius, which adds +3 to any rolls I make.
Okay.
So that puts it at 15, 16, 17.
17. Dang. Okay. And so what's essentially happening here is you get off, you push against the bank, where it's mostly rock, and as you start, blissfully, floating, you start really floating, and you can feel the boat just kind of sink further as you get further away from the bank of the river. Pat just starts having a little panic attack. He just
Do I see this?
yeah, you kind of do, and you see him. He's like, his tail is straight up. Wait, sorry, do Leonins have tails? Okay, yes, his tail is straight up. Like a cat. Just like. You see his claws just kind of like come out and start gripping against the paper oar.
Okay, so this is where I cast calm emotions.
It's like, okay, and so while he's shaking and Jana casts like, it's okay. As you see him literally start tearing into the oar.
It's a total 7.
Yes, total 7.
Sure, that helps.
Biscuit, on the other end, you're the one pushing off, and you're like, okay. And as you're watching the boat, and you kind of make a mental note of it's like, oh, the boat is flat bottomed, and yet it still floats like a certain level above a certain line, like on the side of the boat. You can see a pattern of water, and like, oh, it constantly keeps above that water. This is a very interesting enchantment. And you're like, okay, so I wouldn't have to, and then you just start. It's like, okay.
So you don't have to pull. Okay.
And you're starting to understand the design behind the sword, the engineering behind it, and you're like, okay, cool. And like, why is it shaking? And then and you look on over, you see Jana just like, calm.
You see me just trying to pet his mane, like.
You see an elephant petting a lion.
Should I take both oars then?
I got this.
All right.
I got this.
All right.
And he's starting to row with a little bit more, like calmness. And eventually you guys make your way into, the middle of the river as you move your way upstream. Now, moving upstream with just oars, you're doing your best to use strength. And luckily, the two who are helping, push the boat and drive the boat, are fairly chonky boys. One person, intelligently doing it. So, you do make some headway. You're making a fairly good, average speed on your boat. And as you can see, the other people just pass by. Pat just getting nervous every time, like a boat passes by, making waves, and you can feel the the boat just kind of like ride each ripple.
Are they water taxis?
You can assume maybe some of them are, but for the most part, they all look like fishermen.
Why didn't we get an engine boat?
Do we look like we can afford an engine boat?
Probably not.
Should have asked Bolo.
Would Volo? Never mind.
Well, too late. We're here now.
Yep.
And so, Nini, you're taking in the sights, not having to row, and so you're just kind of sitting there watching Biscuit's strange little teapot robot just fly in the air with your chewing gun.
It's ahead of us, right? Okay.
It's ahead, yes, with your chewing gun, just like tiny helicopter style. And being in a city for you, although not bad, very noisy in a very different kind of way. As you get further upstream and you make it into more deeper forest, you can definitely see more emerald. The water starts feeling a little bit cooler. The trees you can start hearing more and more sounds out of. And your favorite enemy is beasts, right?
Beasts and plants.
Beasts and plants. And so most definitely you feel an overwhelming amount of life in the jungle. You can feel like sounds of birds you've never heard the song of. Occasionally on the side as you're just like looking over the river in the banks, you can see like little plants with colorful flowers that you swear are just like it's like snapping bits by bits, and you're like, it's dangerous.
Yes.
But beautiful. And you're really starting to get used to.
Why
the
did I
feeling
stop
of-
adventuring in the first place? This will be the best vacation ever.
What makes this place the best vacation ever? Like, absentmindedly not realizing that plants are dangerous.
You do, and like on occasion you're just like, what like what is, and you see some of the flowers that are a little bit more obvious, and you can see, on occasion you see a tree that just suddenly goes, just moves to the side.
Ah, ah.
Don't tell me anything, please.
Yep. It's beautiful. And on the inside, I'm like, what did I get myself into?
And as you're like moving, I was like, okay, just don't focus on the jungle. We're safe here on the river. And as you're hearing some
Of course.
overhead sound
Of course.
from your teapot robot, just floating ahead, you can see like a fish or two just jump out of the water, trying to catch at your teapot thing. And you're like, that is a big fish. And
They just come over. Wait,
yeah,
did
it literally just jumped out of the ground. You know those flying fish?
Yeah.
They come out of the ground, and then occasionally you see like a much larger snake-like fish come near the surface and suddenly spit out a huge stream of water. It's like an arowana, like at your teapot, and you're like, maybe the jungle was better. And so you continue on. Nini, you're like, yes, like the fish. Tons of fish. You really do like enjoy feeling like, this is definitely nature. There's so many different kinds of life here, and you can't help but think it's like where are the crocodiles? And then you're just kind of wondering, and occasionally you see a log, and like, nope, log. In your own mind, you and the Chewingas are just like log, pointing at each one, log, croc, log, croc.
Croc? Where?
just floating around the banks. Here
Oh
and
wait, like are they just chilling?
there. Yeah, they're chilling.
Okay. No one, none of them have any interest in the boat at all.
No.
Okay.
Surprising.
So I don't act any different. Just like I just take note.
You do, and you continue to make your way upstream.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to brought this up, but I have a helm of awareness.
No, okay.
Yeah, so I have advantage on my initiative rolls. Never mind.
It's okay.
But as long as I'm wearing it and I'm not unconscious, I can't be surprised.
Okay, noted. All right. So you're constantly in a state of in a state of anxiety. That's what you're saying. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
All right. And so you're keeping yourself calm. Eyes away from the jungle. Sure, not too bad. Eyes focusing on the river in front of you. You see like a bunch of giant fish. He's like, eyes on the rowing. Yes, okay. And so you do, and you continue upstream. It is really, really sunny. You can see a lot of people mostly on the shade of the trees. And as you get further upstream, there's a lot less sounds of civilization. You hear more sounds of nature, just the wind, lots of birds and insects just chirping here and there. You occasionally hear the sound of larger creatures just kind of echo from inside the jungle. And as you make your way upstream, you see, the heads and like of several dinosaurs just kind of peek out occasionally. Some larger herds of herbivores just come out and start drinking in the lake. And as you continue just like swimming on, you see more and more of these creatures. It's around midday, and you'll see the occasional dinosaur just peek out, like get some water. A few birds just fly overhead, and the occasional sound of a crocodile just snapping at something at the bank, and the sound of something, a monkey or something just chittering, going as it gets dragged underwater. But it's not attacking you, certainly.
So the river we're on, it's like so far it's open. There's no
Overhang groves.
overhanging groves or anything like
There's
that.
certainly starting to be more and more of them.
Okay, so at this point, when we start getting to more like the overhang grove area, this is when I'm gonna try pay a little bit more attention, not just at the water, but whatever's in the trees as well.
And very much so, with that instinct, Nini's very, very correct instinct, you definitely start seeing the kind of gaze that you did before. Gaze of predators and things of that sort. As you kind of familiarize yourself, it's like, okay, creatures, you're in your head, you're thinking, okay, predator, prey, and you're starting to build your little network of, the food chain inside your mind. and you're kind of in this spot where you're like, okay, so most of the food chain on the ground get attacked by things on the ground. They hide in trees. But then you think to yourself, I haven't seen things that mostly hide and hunt in trees. And so you start paying attention to the canopies, and you very much do feel that gaze of, you know, things in the canopy. Lots of more dangerous things as you're looking at, and you're kind of focusing, seeing in between the greens of the leaves. You do certainly notice very large apes, you know, that just seem to quietly hide. There's a few snakes of all different sizes that are just kind of on the overhang, and some creatures that kind of look like monkeys, and yet they look kind of like koalas, you know, with like very sharp claws that seem to also just hide within the shade underneath the trees. It's very, very hard to differentiate for most people the difference between, you know, a tree, a leaf, a twig, or an animal. But to Nini, you feel it. With your old eyes, you see the forest.
How deep would the water be if we're in the grove?
Hmm?
How deep would the water be now if we're in like inside of the grove?
Right now, to you, the river is fairly calm right now, and the fact that it rained like just a few days ago, the water's kind of like muddy. You kind of accept that you can't really see through the bottom, so it's not that kind of clear river right now.
Okay.
You can only assume it's deep enough that it doesn't create waves. So there must be quite a volume of water flowing down this river right now.
So if I'm hazarding a guess, it'll be what, around neck height? Give or take?
Maybe deeper.
I would like you to make a nature check. Wait, are you proficient in
I
nature?
am proficient actually.
In nature?
Yes.
Right. I would like you to make a nature check.
Hey.
Oh, whoever guessed that the first roll of the night go to Biscuit, you know, that's the first correct answer of today. If you did, you know, keep, you know, tag, comment, who else is gonna get, you know, rolls.
Nothing there.
First nat 20. First, this could be it. This could be the first nat 20 or the first nat 1. Come on!
Oh, so close. That is 18 plus 9. 18 plus 9 would be 20.
27.
27?
27. It's much deeper than that.
Alright.
I mean, in your own mind, just looking at the map, you can see that a lot of the sources of water coming from going into the Ocean Star River comes from the mountain range that's to the northwest of the island. And so you can only assume there are many, many different routes of water. And since this place rains all the time,
Quite deep.
it's quite deep. There must be a lot of water. You know, certainly if not deep enough for the fish, deep enough for the giant creatures that exist in the water.
Hey,
But-
Patches. I found out, I just recently discovered why the monsters are so big here.
Why is that?
I'd rather not tell you.
Then why bring it up?
I need to bring it up.
Jana's there. It's like, call me down.
Actually, what's most important is just keep a lookout. Be ready for anything.
Edie, quick question.
I say this as I look up in the tree.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Should we be worried about what's up there or what's down there?
And he's randomly pointing in the trees, and there's nothing exactly where he's pointing, but you get what he means. And yeah, there's like a few giant snakes up there. They look like they're ready to pounce if you get close.
Are we like in their path-ish? Under their
Oh no,
path?
you're mostly staying within the middle of the river, and so your best guess, something that big wouldn't be able to fly or glide its way
It just has
toward
to
you.
fall.
It would have to fall. So in your mind, as long as you keep away from the overgrown trees, just like crossing across the river, then you're good. But this is a very wide, expansive river.
So we're not actually near the snakes yet.
Don't look at me like that. I have half a mind to just have my crossbow out while having one arrow.
You would certainly go slower, but you could.
At this point, I will try to direct these two, like, how much to stay, where to stay within this river, to avoid any potential life hazards.
Okay, and so I take that to mean you are guiding the party.
Yeah.
Okay. Rangers, ladies and gentlemen, in an exploration setting, absolutely crucial. So yes, as the ranger, very wisely so, guides the boat to certain parts here and there, the sun is starting to get very, very hot. It is, past midday. You've been on the boat for a couple of hours now. You are starting to get tired, the gentlemen who are, rowing the boat. And you start noticing that the boat, although you're still above it, a little bit of water occasionally splashes its way in, trying to build up inside the boat. And you notice a very, very odd thing, that the water just kind of seeps into the bottom of the boat that you're on, and it seeps its way out. Maybe not perfectly, but it does over time. So it's got its own, way of balancing itself. Very creative engineering. But while you're thinking that, you hear your stomach kind of grumble as you're starting to get hungry. And now that the heat and the humidity are really starting to you can feel it on your skin and on your fur and under your armor. You're starting to feel the bugs, just start creeping in, and you can see, these giant mosquitoes just start to swarm here and there.
Are we listing? Are we listing?
Yeah.
Okay. I think then what I'm gonna do to prevent while we rest in the boat, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not gonna rest on shore.
Well, if you rest, we can switch out.
Yeah.
Jana can take over the rowing.
How long does it take for a short rest?
An hour.
I mean, I suppose I might have something that could help. Maybe.
I mean, we could take a short rest, I guess. We could take a break. By the way, clear to deal. Just letting you know, one of my runes doesn't open it. I cannot be surprised.
You cannot be surprised. No, another cat with anxiety.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my 50 hempen rope, and I don't have anything heavy, so I'll just use my crossbow. I'm gonna tie my crossbow and just use it as a makeshift anchor.
Okay.
So it'll just lift to the ground and prevent us from moving anywhere while we rest.
Okay.
And
Wait, I mean, why don't we take shift? You guys rest, and then Jana can row.
can you row both? We'll be slower though.
Well, I have a powerful build.
You say this.
Yeah, I mean, she technically, you guys don't have proficiency either, so she could just
Oh, that's a
straight
good
roll
point.
it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, sure.
Mastodons have a powerful build. I count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity, and weight you can push, pull, drag, or lift.
In that case, I retract my idea the entirety then.
No worries. And so you do prepare. I mean, you're grabbing some rope, and you're figuring out, it's like, okay, we're moving upstream. We probably should have an anchor of some sort. As Jenna,
You know what? Actually, give me that end of the rope. Here, buddy. I throw it to one of the chewing gum.
you throw it to you throw it to one of the chewingas, and you see her literally chuck up like your rope and your just outside of the boat, and it just lands in the water, and you're like, what? But then in Nini's sight, you see a water chewinga just grab onto it and start just making its way down, and then you see it suddenly make its way all the way up as the rope kind of sinks, and you see like the chewinga just go up. And you see her just thumbs up the water.
And I write down.
You saw many an amazing thing today, and yet the thing that escapes your logic is still it's still the old lady, the Nini next to you.
This I can explain. This I can explain. This I cannot.
So we're all taking a rest.
We're all short rest.
Right, and so short resting on a boat isn't the best way to rest, and because you are wearing a helm of awareness and you have natural ability not to be surprised, you are literally surrounded by a bunch of dangerous things. The anxiety stops you from getting a proper rest. The two of you unfortunately do not recover your hit die.
Okay.
That's fine. But yeah, I'll just keep everyone cool with some tea and stuff.
All right,
I
and
can't even get back slots on a short rest.
I know, but like by that we get 1 point of exhaustion along the trip.
True.
this is true.
I mean, we're just going to be sitting down here just for an hour, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well,
You want to explore?
no, it's not that. I see this one twitching over here. I see both of you really uncomfortable in your armors. So
And you see the bugs that have caught onto your scent,
that too.
and a bunch of mosquitoes to start.
So I think just for a little help, maybe this might help, and I cast gaseous form on everyone.
Gaseous form.
Wait, we can't row. Okay. You
We're
can't-
anchored.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
We are anchored.
Oh, nice.
We are
Okay.
anchored, and I can cast gaseous form.
All
How
right.
long does that last?
An hour.
Oh, that was perfect.
All right. Okay. And so, Nini,
Yes.
you know, it's like one of the easiest ways to avoid insects is to not even be there. And so, with that logic in mind, you ask your little chewing friends like, just help them out, just help them out. And as you kind of direct them over, a bunch your swarm of chewing just like appear from underneath your robe and underneath your clothes as they start swarming the group.
They will look to appear as if they're glowing fireflies.
Yeah. And so like you all see just a bunch of fireflies appear out of nowhere, and suddenly as they just land onto your body, you can feel
A change.
You can feel a change. You feel your weight just kind of disappear. That for you, it's the most unusual feeling. You
Yep.
can feel the pressure your feet are putting against the boat, and suddenly nothing. And your feet just feel like they're not holding onto anything, and you for a moment you feel like you've just lost balance, but then your body just stays still, and you realize you're in a gaseous form.
Am I dead?
Okay. I was gonna say to you, Donna, I think I'm dying.
I think I'm already there.
Just a note, guys. Something I never that Nini failed to mention. While you're in the form of a misty cloud, you can't talk or manipulate objects or any object.
Oh, we can't
You're
talk.
carrying or
Then for the next hour, I'm probably gonna just start screaming. Oh!
And they can see each other, right? If I'm
Yeah,
not
they
mistaken.
can
So
see
you
each
can,
other.
as you see each other, you're just going.
You could probably motion, but that's about it. Nini's just like.
You're just chilling, as you kind of make yourself. You're familiar with it. You jump off the boat, just kind of walk onto the water. You're just like. As you see Nini just literally just kind of float on top of the water towards the riverbank and the giant trees and the place she just told you not to go.
I'm just trying to write down in my journal, but I can't touch
Yeah,
it.
yeah. The strange thing is the armor that you're immediately wearing on you. It's like it's there, kind of, but then all your equipment and your bag is just like your hand just kind of passes through it. Hey, Patches, you can walk on the water. You don't feel the water on your fur.
So strange.
Can we interact with people?
Let's see. You can't talk or manipulate objects.
No, we
Any
can't talk.
objects you were carrying or holding can't be dropped
Okay.
or used.
Otherwise, interact. It's not
yeah.
No, because what I want to do is just to, after figuring out, oh, we're gaseous forms now. What I want to do is just tackle Patches into the water.
Just to see him flail as the gaseous
I
form.
just want to see. I'm experimenting.
Okay. Sure.
I look at something.
And then the next
And
moment,
suddenly you feel
I think Jana sort of like accepts like I'm dead. This is fine.
You're
It's
just-
the cycle of life.
you're taking the moment. It's like in a moment of kind of acceptance, and you're like, it's like, oh, it's my time, it's my, and then you suddenly see, just tackle as they kind of roll on top of the water, and then into the water, and then on top of the water, and you're like, so, this is how you are short resting.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile, the other fishermen on the on the river, as they're just kind of like grabbing their nets, out of the water, and some of them resting. They're looking over. It's like, oh, okay. They see like one of the enchanted boats that the rich people use. They're like, kaya like mapadangan, and like they kind of look over in curiosity, see you guys, macam, and then they're like, lalat eh. Anyamok. And this is kind of like from across, and then suddenly disappear, and they're like, ooh. Like, that's what's happening on the side.
They freak out and they can't see us anymore.
no, we're not invisible.
Oh,
They
okay.
can see the
The
forms.
gas, yeah,
Oh,
you can
okay.
see ghostly forms.
That's pretty much
Just
it.
seeing just these two going
Yeah.
at each other. It's a giant elephant. Just like,
And they see a lady just kind of skipping on water.
That's even more scarier. That's even scarier than these two. Oh god.
Try to like to swim my way to the boat.
Your swimming is just like this.
Yeah, again, seriously, whoever tagged and commented right now that the party would become ghosts, I don't know how you did it, but you know, I can't imagine anything being, you know, more, you know, amazing than that. Anyways, so you decide to short rest like this.
Sure. This is rest.
As you know, towards the end of the 1 hour start coming back through, and you know, you start feeling your body just kind of slowly start getting its weight again.
Yeah. Before the hour is up, I'll go back to the boat.
Yeah, you everybody reconvenes on the boat. You've discovered, you know, it's like, oh yeah, the river is quite deep. You know, you actually went into the water, you know, on occasion, as you see, you know, from the Engluntor, you know, the muddy water, just like crocodiles and snakes and giant fish and piranhas swim by, and you saw like lizards and iguanas and other dinosaurs just kind of literally use this thing as like a highway.
I'm sorry, dinosaurs?
Yes, there are dinosaurs that swim.
It's that deep?
It's that deep.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's that deep.
I just realized we've been in this state for an hour, and those two have been at it in the water for an hour.
I'm
No.
swimming back. I'm swimming
You're
back.
You're swimming back.
Well, I'm just-
I can imagine by this point you would fall in love with the water. I'd be like, it's so light and free.
Yep. Not until he's like, wow, you know, it's like it's hard to see under the water, but the feeling of lightness and floatingness. If water wasn't so wet, you know, like what is happening right now, maybe he would like it more. Until, of course, a bunch of the fish start coming towards him and try to bite at his ghostly form. As he's just like, no, as you see, you know, in your perspective, like a crocodile just like literally through your head as you're kind of like POV just looking inside the crocodile and the fish that are trying to eat you.
No. I'm going back on the boat.
And so the river is quite deep. You know, this it's an entire ecosystem in and of itself.
It's so deep. There's no number for it at the moment. So yes, I will swim back up the minute I see my first dinosaur.
As you float, you see one of those what are they called, mosasaurs? Those things that look like alligators with the really big mouths. They kind of like float. As you see one of those, you're just like floating your way back on.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
And as everybody reconvenes, you know, Nini being the last one, you went into the forest. You went into the forest to look at some animals and things like that. And
What did I discover?
it's truly fascinating. The ecosystem of the jungle to you is quite unique. There being one in the water, things that live mostly on ground, things that live like higher up in the canopy, and things that like live above the canopy or in the sky. It is truly fascinating to see how things hunt. They were interesting enough rabbits. You know, there are little rabbits with horns, and you can see them like fascinatingly just jump, make burrows in the jungle itself, and you could have sworn that they kind of shifted and hopped their way from burrow to burrow as you're just kind of tracking and following them. There are so many snakes and bugs, and the plants in here. The moment you stepped on, you know, those flowering plants, they just literally spray pollen towards you. And you take note, it's like, okay, yeah, these creatures definitely hunt on the ground, and you're very much building up your, the food chain inside your mind, and trying to, you know, be much more aware of everything. Once you come back to the boat, you feel like it's like, okay, all right, and you see the little chewinga just bring back up the arrow from the bottom. I'm gonna say that while you're swimming, you're floating back up, you see your arrow anchor thing just kind of float up unusually.
What witchcraft is this?
And as it brings it up, and you're like, okay, and you thank the little chewinga as you once again you continue on. This time, I imagine Jana, as you're
I think I'll just row solo.
Yeah, you're peacefully just like, okay, and suddenly you feel your weight back,
Oh,
and you see everybody else appear back on the boat.
it's not dead yet. I asked, did you cast a spell?
I did.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shall
You
we
just see Patches like,
He's so hard.
He's like, if he wasn't scared of the water before, you know, like being on top of the water, he's definitely scared of what's in the water. And honestly, you thought you saw a shark, for real, like sharks in the river as well. And you're like, yeah. When we left off, the party was on their first day just on the river Soshin Star as they're making their way upstream towards the Aldani Basin. The party learned, bit over bit, what the forest entails, what's under the river that they're currently, on a very flimsy boat on. And I too just discovered that the boat has a bunch of extra stuff, so I apologize. But I'm just gonna put that as Volo from Volo's Guide. It was very cheap, and so when he bought this boat, he just kind of,
Skim some of the stuff.
yeah. So he bought it at discount, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so what's happening is, as you guys short rested, and you've definitely learned more about the river now, and the jungle of Chult, you are, you're experiencing every day roughly the same. During the next, let's say, 4 days, do you guys decide to, go on shore and do anything in particular other than the routine of just continuing to follow the river and eat your rations as is? Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if you're keeping track of your rations. But,
4 days.
yeah, so 4 days of rations should be gone by now.
Oh.
And similarly, you can't really properly rest on a boat, so you don't really gain long rest, like results, or you get your hit die back.
Eventually, we'll have to long rest on shore.
Yeah, but at least you were not in any kind of exhaustive state. You haven't gained any levels of exhaustion.
I guess during those
Yeah.
4 days, like each day, I always try to forage.
Forage.
Yeah.
So you're going on shore.
Yeah. I mean, we eventually have to go on shore.
Yeah.
Because people on water will, our legs won't.
I guess once every 3 days, I'll forage.
So that's one. So let's say on day three, you're starting to really get through to it, and on day 3, just happens to be that it rained on this day.
And we decided to,
To switch up my spells as well.
Yep. And so on day 3, as the rain starts coming, closer towards the evening of that day, you're making great headway. You're using the oars and the small mast that is available to you, and you decide that once the rain starts coming in, the water is starting to seep into the boat, and it's a little bit more than what it can displace out, and so you move over to the shore, guided by Nini, who's more aware, definitely a lot more aware of the jungle now. You make your way towards an underbrush and overhanging trees, like from the river, as you make your way in, and as you kind of reach the bank, and the ship, the boat just kind of runs onto the bank of the river. It's just thick trees immediately, just like trees upon trees. There's no clear path, no nothing. It's just trees on trees, and and that's in your way. What do you do? It started to drizzle now.
Our third day.
On our third day, yeah. On your third day.
If we're making, is this daytime or nighttime?
It is evening time.
Okay.
So the night before the 4th day.
Yeah.
So we should probably make camp.
So when we beach onto the side of the river, obviously I'm gonna pull the boat.
You
But
do?
After pulling the boat, folding it back in, I'm gonna wear my raincoat.
All right.
I will, as we camp out, I'll cast alarm.
Alarm.
So this is, I don't know how big this is, 20 foot in our area.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll have a bunch of special bottles that are kind of motion, we'll say.
Okay.
Motion sensors, and I'll
I
place
get
them on
I
the
get what you're going for. Yeah. Okay. Jana,
As part of my background feed, I can find
Outlander, yeah.
Huh?
Outlander, right?
Yeah, so I can find fresh food. I can find food and fresh water for myself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers very, very small games, water, and so forth.
I can go with you.
Yeah, so we're gatherers.
All right. And so whilst Patches brings in the boat and you speak the command word to kind of deflate the boat as you kind of roll it back into its box, you do so while you put on your raincoat, and the rain, the moment it starts drizzling, it just comes down hard.
it just happens to be raining. It just happens to be raining.
It just happens to be raining, or is it? I don't even know. Anyways, the rain starts coming in, and it starts getting darker much faster. You can see the storm clouds come overhead, and the wind starts blowing against the river. Patches, while you put on your raincoat and you bring it in, it takes you a little bit of a while as the mud is starting to slick to your feet and your clothes and your fur. And the river, you feel like it's starting to, just kind of raise as you kind of move away from the bank, it's starting to get much darker, and so you start feeling like you're kind of tripping over twigs and things like that on your feet. Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Right, and so as
I
you
also have a ring of reaction.
yeah, so you can't be caught up by difficult terrain.
Yes.
Yep, that's it. All right, and so you pull the boat and into the box. You pull it off, and you make your way, a little bit onto higher ground. You realize that okay, this is a river, and you can feel the mud underneath you. It's definitely like low tide mud. So you're trying to find a little bit more of an elevation. And as you guys kind of move your way away from the river to try and find somewhere a bit safer, you realize that despite the trees being quite high, the ground itself is quite plain and flat right now, and so you really have to travel quite a bit to get above, because you can feel the water start streaming its way down as if the river started coming up from in front of you. And as you bring your way up, find a bit more higher hills and mountains to kind of go up, you start hearing the sounds of the stream become small waterfalls that kind of just spout as the rain really starts coming down. Jana and Jana and Nini over there, whilst you guys are doing this, you're looking for things to forage. It's starting to get very, very dark, and so relying on your scent and your natural senses and that kind of thing is starting to get a little bit difficult. I would like you to make a nature check, just straight roll.
Rerolling.
Nice.
Very nice, halfling.
What did you get?
Just 13. Nature, right?
4. Okay.
13. So
13. All right. Oh dang! Does that count as a nat 1? Okay, so I'm not sure who tagged and commented that the halfling would get a 1 and reroll, but congratulations if you did. If you did, there it was. So you're in the running. Does that count as the first nat 20? Since it was a reroll, I don't know. We'll figure it out afterwards. But yes, 4 and a 13. Jana, I mean you've traveled in forests before, and so the thing is, a forest is full of trees as well, but it was a little bit more open and wider. Right now, there's literally tall grass underneath you,
It's just
flowers and
dense.
plants. It's very, very dense.
And I'm a big person.
Yeah, and as you're bending down, there's always a brush that you're trying to push through. It is quite difficult. Having to use all of your appendages, including your nose right now, is literally just to get through the forest. So it's quite difficult to find some food here. However, you do notice that similar to what you're doing right now, trying to get out of the rain, a few other creatures as well, a few rabbits and things like that around are also trying to burrow. You could hunt them if you decided. You certainly know of ways, but you'd have to kind of wait a little bit. In the case of Nini, you recognize that similarly there are a lot of rodents and things like that around that seem to be hiding, but unlike Jana, who's just focusing on kind of meat, you see some lizards and things like that as well, and some giant bugs as you just kind of just them, and you occasionally just pull out and see like a giant cricket. You're like, yep, I can eat that. And then like a lizard of undeterminable color, and like, yeah, and even like on occasion you see like a giant sturge, which is a blood-sucking like mosquito monster like creature, and you're like
I mean, like, yeah, people can sometimes use blood for flavor.
exactly. And so hey, you're certainly finding things to cook, but with the rain right now it's quite tough. You find your way up the mountain, up a larger hill, where beside you a little bit of a whiles is like just a stream that just naturally formed, like a stream just naturally formed. I mean, it becomes a waterfall very quickly, and you literally saw that between, you saw a mountain suddenly become a waterfall out of nowhere in this jungle, and the amount of volume of water that's coming through must be quite significant. Jana, as you lay down the trap, and Biscuit, you put down your alarms here and there, you can't help but be annoyed that every few moments there's ding, 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 ding. I'm not sure if you've ever had a CCTV, but like when you set the CCTV and it's like bugs and chichak and things like that, That's exactly what's happening right now. Ding 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 ding, and you're like, yeah, story. And so I assume you're making camp here.
Yes.
You're making camp just normal using your bedrolls and camps as per usual.
If I could, I want to make a. I'm gonna draw my sword. If the land is still, like wet from the rain, I'm trying to draw a circle around it. And if anything, like I'll try to draw 2 circles like around the camp, and just to see if there's anything passing it, I can see footprints.
Oh, okay. Is this a spell?
No, just normally me going around in a circle.
Okay. So this is your way of, tracking.
Checking if anybody has or any animals have tracked through
Okay.
here.
Yeah. And so while you're setting up your campsite, do you make a fire? I have to ask that question specifically.
I'll try and make one.
All right. And so it's raining very, very hard right now as you're trying to make a fire. Is there any particular way you would like to do it? Again, I have to ask this specifically.
Okay. I'd say, what's my name about? Could I use? I don't know. This sounds pretty dumb, but could I use mending to like bring a bunch of sticks and then mend them to become like a mini roof? It doesn't work like that, right?
Thaumaturgy probably.
I don't have the.
It would have to be part of an original,
Okay.
like.
And no, that's not fair.
Actually, you're saying fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's gonna be weird. I looked to Biscuit of like, could you get me some branches? I know there's gonna be a quicker way for us to get more fire.
Okay. As I walk away, suspicious of what he has in mind, and I'll gather a bunch of sticks and put it down on the ground.
You do the best you can, getting as much dry wood as you can in the more increasingly torrential rain that's starting to come in. I assume by this point everyone's wearing raincoats, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I take out my greatsword.
Mhm.
Spicy.
you take out your Flamberg sword,
What's that gonna do with that? Oh!
and suddenly within this surrounding area, within the rain, you see a light up of a fire just central there, and as you feel like even the chewingas around you just kind of like shocked.
That's your activation code?
Yes.
Spicy.
And then I'm like, okay, well.
All right. And so I assume at this point, if it takes you some time, a bit of time through the evening, but as it gets absolutely pitch dark now and it continues to rain, you've used some of the extra raincoats to make yourself a makeshift like roof using the trees and vines that are around. And you've created a little safe space where you can camp for the night, safe relative. As Nini, you've helped put together the hammock, the hammock that creates the canvas of the campsite area here. But then you kind of noticed throughout this entire thing, you don't want to be on the ground, especially at night. You kind of want something a little bit more secure, not out in the open. And although it feels like the way they've done it, making a circle to make sure, you see that they are capable of defending themselves and keeping watch over the night. But you just for the sake of it, you kind of climb up into a tree, in a nice spot, an underbrush between 2 branches, and you create yourself a little hammock and small, like a roof as well, using some leaves and twigs like that, as you kind of make yourself like a tiny hammock nest. As you kind of watch down and see the rest of them warm up down there. You can still kind of feel the heat, but the rain pouring down is not really helping, though you expect that having made this little nest, you kind of warm up eventually. Do you decide to sleep and take a long rest officially now? You take in the last bit of rations that you had for the day, as Nini's sturges, some insects and things like that. She's put down on the fire, and everyone's just kind of looking at eating a lizard with its skin still on. It kind of looks odd. But it certainly looks better than the scourge that drips of blood. Luckily, Jana, your trap, you were able to catch one.
Yeah.
You're able to catch what looks to be like a ferret, like a rat, like a really big rat. And hey, at least it's a little bit better than eating a scourge. And so you are able to eat, and have a fire. That night.
I know this is not gonna be weird for me to do, but I'm gonna take some of the mud that's like wet, cover myself on it. Yes.
Okay.
Trying to cover my scent.
Okay. I mean, you've done that before to try to hide your scent. As a Leonin, you certainly have a much stronger scent than. As a Leonin, your scent wouldn't be as strong as, let's say, Macha's or.
Of course.
But better safe than sorry. The mud is very, very slick. With the rain that's just coming around you. But you do get it on your body. The question now for me is, as you're doing this and you're settling in for the night, do you take off your armor? It is very, very wet, very humid, and are you trying to get a good night's rest, or are you going to be fully armored when you sleep?
Yeah, take off my armor. Good night rest.
And so as you take off your armor, your plate armor off your chest, and you see the amount of sweat and mud and dirt there from that short trip from the riverbank towards where you are now. You can see a bunch of bugs as well that's slid in, and you notice that you don't know when, you don't know how, you didn't notice, but you are covered in leeches.
Oh.
How did I not feel that?
Yep, I would like you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Okay. This is still okay.
This is still happening on the evening of the 4th day.
9 plus 3, 12.
You lose 8 HP. As some of those leeches there, you pull off very painfully. So you kind of chuck them off, and their sharp teeth you can feel on your thick, your thick hide as and they're kind of fat and plumpy as you kind of toss them into the fire. In fact, you get closer to the fire as you remove your armor and just try to heat them up. But then some of them just kind of bite a little bit harder, so you're just kind of forcing them off. It is not pleasant at all.
I got leeches.
The others, I would like you to roll Constitution saving throws, except for Nini.
I would like to use my frost rune. It's one of my runes that I can use. I'll get it back after I short rest.
So we're like taking off armor and stuff like that. With a click of a button. There's leeches in there.
And then you find leeches in there. Yes. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there are some leeches that literally are so thin, but they move like that.
Yeah.
They are unpleasant and so nasty. So yes, they do get into your arm.
Sounds like a personal experience.
I will neither
let's
not
Confirm nor deny.
let's not remember these things.
I guess. Seeing as how I saw Jana just remove those painfully, I'm gonna insert one hand into one of my gauntlets. I'm gonna just shocking grass
Yourself?
the leeches, just pick.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, and here's the thing: you're doing this one by one, and you're using your shocking thing. You're gonna get shocked yourself.
Okay.
No long rest.
Roll for attack.
On yourself?
On yourself.
Again, tag and comment. Whoever did, say that the one of the players would injure themselves.
Oh, I have armor too.
Yeah.
So my AC would be 12.
Oh dear
This
God.
would be perfect.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
What's with all the dice?
I'm rolling 5 times to hit. This is how much I can take.
Oh gee. Gee.
I think it's the first time I've seen someone roll multiple d20s.
On themselves.
My spell attack bonus is +9. This is
Oh my.
Oh boy. It's gonna hurt, isn't it?
Oh boy.
Okay, so definitely I'm hit,
Uh-huh.
and one of them is a critical.
Oh.
I will count that. Whoever said that Biscuit Naz was gonna get the first nat 20,
Okay.
congratulations. He did. Whoever
So-
also added in the comments that the party would,
2d8 times-
hit themselves.
Two times five is 10.
Congratulations.
10d8?
My
Ten
goodness.
d8. Holy
How do you think of these things?
I know,
at any
right?
time?
How do you think of these things? So, you still have a chance right now to keep guessing what the party is going to do.
I think I have
Okay.
enough.
Don't forget.
Yeah, I think
Tag.
I have enough.
Comment.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Good
6,
luck.
7.
Um,
Oh, that's good.
For my constitution, I use one of my frost runes.
Okay.
In addition, you can invoke a rune as a bonus action to
Okay.
increase your sturdiness. For 10 minutes,
That
you
does
gain
not help.
+2 to all ability checks and saving throws that use strength or constitution.
So,
Once you invoke this rune, you can't do it so until you finish a short rest or long rest.
Got it. All right.
So-
And so as you see Jana remove her armor and you see Biscuit also get covered in leeches, you have a horrible sinking feeling, It's hard to feel your skin underneath fur and armor, and so you're just kind of worried. And I mean, you've had bugs before, traveling in the past, but leeches
Yeah.
is a new one.
Yeah.
And so immediately you think, okay, I'm not going to pull them out.
Wow.
I don't want to shock myself.
Mhm.
And so you just kind of draw the rune inside your mind, and your body kind of stiffens and cools as you take off your armor, and you see just kind of squirming leeches, and you're like, yeah. But then their teeth and their mouths are frozen, so you just kind of pull them off a little bit easier. Thank goodness, because you're full of fur. And so you see them as you just pull them off. You take 3 HP loss,
Okay.
and
What's your rule on critical?
what?
What's your rule on critical?
The maximum of 1 damage roll and 1 additional roll.
Okay, because so that means currently my hit dice is 2d8,
2d8s.
so that would be full 16.
Oh my.
So that adds another 16 plus whatever I just rolled. I think I already rolled that. So plus another 16, then like 12, 13, 14,
Oh god.
Oh my.
4. I have lost 54.
You lost half your health?
It's a good thing we have long rest.
You lost half your. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
So, just to recap here for the audience, if you've just tuned in to the live stream, the party, it's raining right now. They've gone off the river and tried to find some shelter. They've discovered that underneath their armor is a bunch of leeches. Jana was able to get them off at the pain of some HP. Through the clever use of an ability, Patches was able to freeze the leeches off. Nini, being the ranger that she is, saved herself from leeches. And oh, by the way, it was a passive perception thing. Anyways, and unfortunately, Biscuit, in sheer panic, removing his armor and seeing the leeches that appeared, uses his shocking fist on himself and deals 54 points of lightning damage
To himself.
on top of
Oh, I still
6 points of
lose
blood
health.
loss.
I lost 60 HP. I'm down to 10.
And
You look like you had enough.
and just this how I'm gonna narrate this is, it's raining, you're in a raincoat and covered by water. You didn't think of that for a moment. As smart as you are, in
Is
a
this
moment of
double
panic.
damage?
What?
Is this
No,
double
no, no. It's not. I'm just trying to explain the severity of all this damage. And so as as you're covered in water and rain, you shock yourself to try to get rid of the leeches, and your entire body just kind of goes numb and tingling as you just kind of shock
I
yourself
guess I'm alert
that you
enough
just
to know that
drop
something's going
onto
on.
the floor. And Nini, as you're just up there, just and then you hear, and you hear, you look down and see Biscuit just kind of, with his normal clothes, just kind of fall into the mud as you smell something singe.
It's the smell of ozone.
Oh dear God! Oh
that doesn't
boy!
smell like burning cricket.
That doesn't smell like burning. It's like, oh, did somebody catch something else? Meat's on the menu, boys.
It's not taken.
We have not gone cannibalism just yet. They'll comment, how long will it take until the party cannibalizes somebody?
Thank God not one of us is a lizard folk.
Oh dear. Oh shit. Anyways, so Nini, as you're looking down here and you're seeing the chaos, you're just like, they'll be fine. And so one person forcefully goes into a long sleep, and the other two, after you're able to kind of clean yourself off, you kind of shake it off and get into to sleep. The rain still blows, and but thankfully the campsite that you've made.
Hold on. Before we go to a long rest,
Yes.
I would like to use my level 4 slot
Mhm.
and cast Guardian of Faith.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Guardian
No,
of Faith lasts for
for
8 hours.
Oh, does it?
So what? Just extra security?
Extra security.
8
Because
hours.
8 hours.
And so we've got a man-made tracker circle around. We've got alarm spells, going off ding 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 for every teachup that comes in and out, and a guardian of faith in the form of. Sorry.
What does it look like? You have to explain.
Oh gosh, I never actually thought of it. A Guardian of Faith in the form of a giraffe.
Of a,
Yes. I'ma play this out, yo.
Yo, hashtag. Yo, someone just comment on Instagram. We're gonna TPK right after this.
yeah. Whoever tagged and commented that there would be a TPK today. You might be right. Hey.
They're on the food chain.
Okay, and so again, in the darkness of night during this torrential storm, the small fire that's flickering, at your campsite is there. It's one of the only bright things that's here. There's no sunlight, there's no moonlight, there's no stars. It's just storm overhead. And then suddenly, as you're all going to rest, there was one lightning flash as a biscuit falls. And then as you go to sleep, Jana just releases some of your magic, and a wispy Patronus style, giraffe, comes out shining in the rain.
Yeah. But hey, keep in mind that any hostile creature that enters 10 feet of the spectre's space has to make a save.
Within
Or-
10 feet of the.
Yeah.
And
Or get
so-
20 radiant damage.
And so Nini, as you're just falling asleep and you feel like a light, a white light is, and you're like, and you kind of open the flap that's that you're using as a roof. You see the head of like a shiny giraffe. Just roll the other way.
How many do you have? 4?
Huh?
How many do you have? 4?
For what?
Guardian.
No,
It's just
Oh,
one
just
guardian.
one?
How long does the spell last?
8 hours.
8
Okay.
hours. Wonderful.
So
All
we have
right.
a giraffe. Perfect.
And so as you painfully and peaceably find some way to rest for the night, sleep comes surprisingly. You've been on the track for a while, and it does find you. You kind of being on a boat for that long nonstop, your body is now they're able to lay down and rest. It's a little bit more comfortable now. During the night, Nini, being up in the tree, and again because your passive perception is just at that threshold, you start hearing, you get awoken by the sounds of chittering like monkeys just off into the distance. The rain started letting up by a few hours in now, and you've kind of been awoken. You open and see the nightlight giraffe still just staring at you. He's like looking, and you kind of look about you. The people at the, below, they're fine. The fire has gone out by now, and it's dark. But you have a giant flashlight giraffe. But you hear that sound of chittering, and it's not like the sounds of the monkeys that you've heard so far. It's not like they're communicating. It almost sounds like they're just shrieking, and then you're kind of wondering what's going on. But it sounds like it's a little bit of a distance away.
Is it your tracker? Your range of feet?
I'm gonna find out how. So, hold on. Comprehend. Okay. So I can do once a day for free. So I'm using my primal awareness to cast speak with animals.
Okay, so you're trying to understand.
I'm trying to understand, yes.
All right, and so luckily during the 3 days that you've been on the river, you've been taking the time to learn the sounds of the animals here. They're honestly very fascinating. It is a cacophony of musical sounds to you as you're trying to understand every chirp, every shriek, the little tones that they use. And as you use your primal awareness, you realize that this is not a communicative speech. It's literally like a maddening sound. Like the monkey itself has started to like go into a kind of craze, and as you hear, eventually over a while, a few more sounds of other creatures as well. You're starting to hear the sounds of what sounds to be like a dinosaur that's woken up and then it started going crazy. The sounds of like larger beasts started to go crazy, and you feel like it's like, oh, there's something up, but it's still a whiles away. You don't know, you can't really tell how far right now, with light rain still pattering here. But is there anything you'd like to do with that information? Your party below are still asleep.
How long? How much
Unconscious.
time has passed? How much time would I know has passed?
The fire's out, so definitely at least 4 hours, maybe coming to 6.
I guess I'll just stay watch.
You'll stay watch.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And so as
Oh
you,
wait, sorry. So I couldn't tell at all what they're probably saying, or like is
they're
there danger, or it's just
it's
chaos.
they're not trying to say it's danger. That sounds very different. It's not like they're trying to communicate anything in particular, but it sounds like chaos
Just
and
streaks of madness.
and madness.
Oh. Yeah, I'll just stay watch. Yeah, I'll stay up and watch.
You'll stay up and watch.
Are you standing? Are you keeping watch?
What's the word? Yeah, keeping watch.
Keeping
That's the word.
All right. Just so you know, then you would have slept some, but you wouldn't have gotten a
Yeah.
full long rest. So that mechanically for me right now, how I do it is, you don't get your hit die back, but you're not exhausted, I'll say. And so you decide to keep watch, just because you're not feeling that comfortable with what's happening right now. And hey, but being in the jungle and staying up at night isn't too strange for Nini. You got 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours. That's enough for a Nini, right? Yeah, I mean,
much.
normally you'd be up, this early anyway, right?
Like, if I were to
Bangun
use my
subuh,
dad as reference, yeah.
Yeah. And so you decide to get up, and you kind of start packing up your little nest. The rain is starting to get much lighter now. Not bad. And you can see that the storm has mostly passed. As you can see, the stars in the sky. It is honestly very, very beautiful. Storm. Seeing the darkness or that black curtain in the air. You can't help but draw comparisons to when you were at your own home, as the sky was very open. Here it looks much darker, and as finally some moonlight started shining in, you can see a little bit of the forest now that your eyes have started adjusting. You got dark sight? Dark vision, huh? And as you're there, the little chewingas, they help you out, help you unknot your knots, get your equipment ready. As you're preparing your any tiny foods or eating the last bit of rodent or lizard, like as jerky, just kind of on the tree, just looking about, let's see, trying to find the river, as you see it like off into the distance. Though you're enjoying the waterfall that's just shined by starlight, and you can't help but see off in the distance a bit of a fog that starts to get a little bit more obvious. And then you kind of look at it, and maybe it's morning mist. You're not entirely sure. I would like you to make a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh, great.
Ooh.
What? Perception?
Mhm.
10.
10.
Mm.
Okay. What you're starting to see here is the morning mist, or what you're assuming to be the morning fog. Is pretty normal, especially when it's humid like this. Though you don't feel like the temperature's that hot yet, so it's very odd that it'd be there. And as you're looking at it a little bit more, it starts kind of moving, in a very unusual way, as if it's not just everywhere it's happening. It's a localized fog that seems to be moving about.
Does it feel as if it's enchanted? Like could I tell that if this is natural or if this is unnatural, like magical?
Thankfully, having talked to, and understood a little bit more from the people in Port Nyanzaru and on the ship ride here, you kind of remember, fog is not natural. Watch out for blue fog. is what people would say, and you can't really tell whether the fog is blue. You know, it being dark, but you do remember watch out for the fog. So, and as you hear the sounds of the creatures coming roughly in the direction of where that fog is and the places that it has been,
How far away is this fog?
you feel like it's roughly around a kilometer off. Not incredibly far, but
How fast is it traveling?
it's hard to tell.
You think that changes? You think we should move? I asked the
He's
chewing gum.
unconscious.
I asked the chewing gum.
Oh, you're asking the chewing
Oh.
gum.
I'm asking what do they think? How do they feel about it?
As the chewing that have followed you thus far, the ones that you keep with you, the ones you're familiar with, they just kind of look towards you and just, and as they're just like, and they're kind of talking amongst one another as they feel like like for them it's not really that big of a deal. Oh great, you're using primal awareness and things like that, right?
Yeah. 1,000 kilometers.
Oh. As you kind of do and you kind of pack up and as you're eating, like your food, you see another chewinga just kind of appear from the tree. Like it was hiding in one of the spots there. As it just kind of floats on down next to you while you're eating. And this chewinga looks like a more local one. Yours are a little bit more neater. And this one has a different mask on it. Like a tiny, this tiny chewinga has a little mask on it. With kind of frizzy hair and what looks to be like a tiny spear on top of it. As it just kind of lands on your hand, it just kind of points towards your food as if it's like wants your permission to eat. And then you just like, and it just kind of eats, like a bit of a cooked lizard there. And then I imagine you ask
I would ask him about the fog. Hey, so you know anything about that fog? Like, is it dangerous?
and then the chewing just looks towards you, it points at itself.
Oh. So do you think it would be wise for me to just book it?
And then it just goes.
All right. I look down.
Yep, there you see your.
There, everyone.
Please keep in mind I have keen hearing.
So your elephant ears just like you're dreaming of giraffes. Of shiny and you hear.
Yeah. Oh, I wake up in a shock.
You. Take an inspiration. I'll give you a D4 inspiration. Oh man. All right, and so as you guys shockingly wake from Nini, it is still dark, but the rain has started lighting up. There's no fire, no nothing.
My nightlight can.
Your nightlight is there, and it's still bright enough that you can see around. What do you do?
Yeah, I jump down from the
What is
tree.
going on?
I think it's time for us to move. I don't know if you can see that fog over there.
You see
but
nothing.
Is it dark?
It is dark, and you're in the jungle. You can't
How-
see anything.
How long have we rested?
About 6 hours, maybe.
I don't have my spell slots yet. Can we wait 2 hours?
Nope, we cannot.
All right. Okay. And I
Trust me, child, when I say that we have to move.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
all right, fine. Where's the boat?
Football.
You grab the box that the boat is in, and then you're trying to just make your way in. As you're, are you wearing your armor now, or you're gonna wait until you're on
I'm
the?
gonna put on the armor. Might
I'll,
as well.
I'll try, since everyone's still a bit groggy, I'll try to help everyone out as I can.
Oh,
to get them.
dang it! If we didn't get
Just
long rest,
faster.
I still can't change my spell limit.
Yeah.
I have to reach it.
For the sake of it, for the sake of the session, I'll let you change the spell slots. No worries. I'll let you change your prepared spells.
Okay.
Right. And so as you're taking, just groggily, just putting on your armor again, double checking, just like, okay, no leeches. And as you're just like, and you're kind of still feeling that tingling feeling, you're just checking your armor. It's like, okay, the leeches are gone. Okay,
Okay.
all right, okay, cool. And as you just put on your armor once again, it takes you a while to put on your armor, to don your armor back on, and by this point, the air starts to feel more
Yeah.
different. It starts feeling a little bit more damper, and you're starting to see just off into the distance some of that fog that you were talking about. And as you see it, and you realize like, okay, yeah,
It's blue.
It's
Oh boy.
the shining Patronus giraffe shines, and you can see a lightly bluish
Okay,
fog.
we got a cold blue fog, which means we got to go.
What? It's just
Okay.
Nope,
fog.
we got to go.
Okay.
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 The
So,
locals told me that it's blue fog,
wearing
not
armor.
red.
Where do you have done my armor? The bulb is already folded, correct?
Mhm.
Unfolded.
Unfolded yet?
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I look at everyone like, get on the boat.
I'll roll again.
Oh, you're up in the hills. You're not at the river yet.
Hey, no, that's right. Get on the boat. Giant smite.
Okay.
All right.
Go.
All right.
How are you gonna
Okay.
get in the boat?
I'm carrying the boat.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. Should
I'm
I
gonna
just...
try my best to carry the boat with 3 of them on the boat.
Can you even carry me?
I can try.
All right.
I mean, no, I forgot to set boots of winding path. Never mind.
So
I'll just take some rope and hook onto his belt. save him like the shoulder pain.
okay. Okay. And so as you feel there's some urgency from what Nini is saying,
Mhm.
and you know you've seen what's under the water. You don't want to see what's above the water,
Mhm.
and so you immediately just go into a giant smite. You
Mhm.
become larger.
Yeah.
As you as the you cast the command word and the boat unfurls into its boat like shape. As everybody starts getting in and the fog you can feel starts getting closer, you can start hearing now the sounds of just animals starting to go wild inside that fog.
Still want to stay here?
Nope.
And as you're like, okay, and you kind of hook yourself onto his belt.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to do this now. Activating Frost Rune. Okay. Storm Giant ready. Okay.
What are you doing?
Frost Rune, making sure all my abilities.
Yeah, sturdiness. Yeah.
Sturdiness. And okay, I'm gonna carry the boat with all 3 of them latched onto me.
Oh boy! All right. And so what's happening here is everyone jumps on. Jana, sorry, did you want to do anything?
Oh no. Yeah, continue.
All right. And so as everybody jumps onto the boat, and in your larger Leonin form, you just lift it onto your shoulders, as you feel Biscuit just kind of latch onto your belt, to your large belt, and as you just kind of slowly make your way to the bush that you traveled back to the river, you start hearing the sounds of chittering. And then again, the 2 anxiety people are the ones not on the boat. And so as you're like, okay, all right, let's go here, and then suddenly, kind of look around, and you see, something just pass by on one side, and you're like, okay, start seeing something else pass by on another side. It is dark, but thanks to your giraffe,
Which is probably following. Hey, no, is it
They're just standing there.
it's just standing there. Yeah, it's just standing there. You're still around that original campfire,
Yeah.
as you feel like a response of what feels like 6 creatures, like a pack of creatures, and then you kind of look over the boat and you see from a higher vantage point, you see what look to be like some feathered lizards just kind of just
Running away.
not running away. They're kind of slowly surrounding you,
Okay, I'm gonna start booking.
and then you recognize them as some of those creatures that you saw from the port, a little bit bigger though.
Oh.
And as you kind of look around, and as you move forward, one creature just in front of you just pops out. It's a velociraptor, and you can see that it starts
Velociraptor.
foaming at the mouth as it goes.
It did it right.
It does, yes.
Roar.
And as you roar, they are unfazed.
Oh.
And they just just snap, and it's like seem to be communicating to the others that suddenly start slowly appearing, and you're not entirely sure how many there are, but you're surrounded right now. What do you do?
I'm like, we're gonna have a problem.
Okay, I say to Patches, what are we doing?
And you're still on the ground, as your helm of awareness,
Uh-huh.
your helmet there just goes like warning.
Okay.
You're like,
All right.
oh no.
But the alarm still picks them up, right?
Oh, the alarm did pick them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Morning.
Alright, so there's one creature in front of me, right?
Uh-huh.
It's technically blocking my path, right?
Yep. Let me just give you a visual sight here, a theater of the mind here.
Okay.
You guys traveled a little bit uphill.
Yeah.
You're on the ledge of the ledge of the hill, surrounded by a bunch of trees, and next to you is a newly formed waterfall
Uh-huh.
with a tiny little stream of river below it.
How deep of the river?
You have no idea.
Okay. I'm
Should I take the lead?
gonna look at them like, do you trust me?
I got this. Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Jana looks at the creatures just around,
He said, like, you tried
and then
to-
you
all I do
you
is
can
hold the
feel
boat.
you can feel him like move his body towards the waterfall.
Well, you got no choice.
Oh, well, I wasn't expecting that.
You just flew.
I jump for it. Yeah. And as I jump for it, I cast Feather Fall on all of us.
Oh!
Okay.
That is right. That is right. Okay. All right. And so, as
Wait, did you not change size?
No, I saw him jumping with you while I'm like, oh. So I'm not like, why am I not falling faster?
so you decide, instead of going after these ravenous looking,
Raptors.
wild velociraptors, you decide to just chuck the boat. It's like, hey, paper, it's light, right?
Yeah.
I think you might have mistaken, paper plane.
Yeah.
As you launch it over the side of the hill, as the two of you on the boat, you just go, what are you? And you feel him chuck you overboard. I like the both of you to make dexterity checks to hold on.
So sorry.
I'll try athletics checks. Athletics.
6:30.
I thought he did Feather Fall.
He did, yeah, but then I
Oh,
want
it's holding onto the
holding
boat.
onto the boat.
Did they get advantage because of? No, it doesn't
No.
affect the boat. Never
No.
mind.
No.
It affects the creatures.
It affects the creatures.
Dexterity check.
Athletics
Athletics.
check in this case. You're trying to hold on to the boat.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
Okay. Athletics I can. Athletics I can. Athletics I
I
can.
like it.
Are you sure?
17.
17. All right.
7.
7.
Oh,
Flash of,
Wunderbar.
Flash of Genius to her at +5. Plus
To her.
No, that's +3.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm a cleric. I cast guidance.
You.
Can I?
It's a reactionary
Yeah.
type thing.
Never mind. Okay, never mind.
No, I add my intelligence modifier. I thought it was my proficiency, so that's
Okay.
+5.
To her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Alright.
Nini gets 12.
12. Okay, yeah, 12 will be fine. And so as he chucks it overboard, you guys just kind of go limp as you see, you're watching him as you're getting further away from him, and as you guys start like plummeting down to an unknown floor, you see Matcha just gonna just jump off the cliff. It's like,
I go ahead and pop a salt can and just spread it to
Yep.
us.
as little sparkles, can you imagine that visual? A waterfall coming down and sparkles,
And then you see these people jumping.
and as you guys feel your bodies just go light, you're able to grab on to the side of the boat as you just hit the water below. The water is very fast streaming. You feel the boat just hit the bottom of the stream as you just kind of grinded its way down.
You have to try
as
and
it just
make a...
travels through.
Yes, I know. I have to catch up.
And so as everyone's just like falling onto the boat,
Oh,
you just
shit.
watch them as the
Uh.
velociraptors behind, they start just running towards you as they realize you're trying to escape.
Jumping off the cliff.
I mean, to be faster, technically, you're larger.
But yeah, they've initiated their attack on you.
Yes, I know.
I
I know this is not gonna
and you're
hurt.
running away.
You're like, ah!
Okay.
All right.
Are you off the cliff yet?
No.
All right, and so as you jump off,
Jump off and jump off.
as you
Okay.
you jump off, you feel on your back. That's not so bad. Let's take eight points of slashing damage.
Okay.
8 points of slashing damage as you go, and you blood spurting behind. Again, this visual is very odd. A waterfall then suddenly sparkles as a boat, and then a giant lion just in the moonlight, blood coming from behind.
Okay, as we're jumping off, because I can still see
Mhm.
sight. I can still see them within my sight.
Mhm.
Because we're falling in the water, and I'm
Yep.
pretty sure because I can't see anything,
Yep.
I'll miss the boat. So as a backup, I start twisting some knobs on my suit,
Mhm.
and I'll shoot out a couple of other bottles,
Mhm.
and I cast water breathing on all of us.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I'll miss the boat. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you can hit the
I don't
boat.
think- I don't think I'm gonna make the boat.
Okay. All right, and so
This is weird.
okay.
It's okay.
Your homunculus teapot thing is
Oh
still
yes,
here,
I can
by the
catch
way.
using my homunculus.
It's
Yes.
still it's still there, by the way. And so as it just kind of floats along with you, you know, trying getting towards the boat. You see, you know, like they've landed safely, but then you're about to hit the water. And again, just because it's the only way I can think of this, you know that scene from Iron Man where his helmet just flies and it attaches to his face, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you're just like, you know, release the canisters, they become like little tiny helmets, you know, little helmets with little rebreathers on them, and you're like, and then onto your face, and as the lion behind you is like, just bloodied. You can see the river. It's not very deep.
Then I'm like, it's not really deep. I'm like,
It's not very deep. It's like-
Shrink.
as you're trying to brace here,
I'm gonna try and shrink back.
Oh yeah. Wait. Did I
Oh,
ask that
that's
already?
so sad.
you take 12 points of falling damage.
Okay. All right. Okay.
He takes damage from fall.
Is he?
Featherfall.
Other feather
Every-
fall also?
Everyone, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
So,
I can still
let's say
see
that
it. I can still see everything.
the little cloud. You just kind of like pass through the cloud, and you can feel, you know, the sparkles just help like. It's got an aroma and scent of what? Chamomile? Lavender.
Lavender.
So a lavender scent fills the waterfall air as you breathe it in. Your body just you stiffen up and land into the stream of water. It is a lot of water, and there's a little bit of a divot. But if you feel like in your large form, this probably would have hurt. As you find yourself in your large form, just above, just around your mouth level as you hit. You kind of like get up the stream as it's a little bit more shallower, and you see your friends on the folded boat, on the unfolded boat, as they just rush down the stream back, meeting into the main river.
Okay, so I'm still alive.
You're still alive, and you're starting to get left behind, and then suddenly.
What a baby.
you
Oh,
also did on him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, him as well.
Yeah, and so you see something just headed towards you, and just latch itself onto your mouth, and you're like, and
Is
as
he
you're
being
like
carried
kind
by
of
the waves too?
Is he not
being
caught up by
carried
the
by
waves?
he's large, and
Oh.
it's a stream, but it's not that big of a
Yeah.
stream. You know, it's a small waterfall,
Yeah.
so it's not strong enough to push him as a large creature.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, but that's why when I land,
Mhm.
I can choose to shrink back.
Oh, you can choose to shrink back.
Yes.
All right.
But I'll just
So-
cancel it out.
Okay. So as you land with a splash, become smaller. You make yourself you make
Regular
yourself
size.
on top of the water at the shallower area. The rebreather attaches itself to your face as you're like. And congratulations, you're in water now.
When I'm in the water, not again.
And so in your panic of water, you're like, just don't put your head underwater.
So he's bound to realize that water is not coming into his mouth.
I don't know this. I'm
Oh,
panicking.
That's fine.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. If you've ever been in like rivers and things like that, and you're having trouble with something restricting your mouth, whether it's something like a snorkel, whether you know technically you can still breathe, you're still
Okay, fair enough.
He's panicking.
No,
Yep.
no, not again.
like
not again, not
hyperventilating
again.
as you're like making it towards as the rest of you you just kind of wash out back into the open river through the trees that are now submerged in part of the stream. You just meet the main river, as you can feel it just
Oh
kind of
no. Oh no.
you can feel the water from the rain just kind of push the river a little bit harder. It is dark though, so the river feels a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper, and as you make your way towards the edge of the boat, eventually you just and I imagine the rest help him up. And as you get up, you see him bleeding on his back.
I'm still in the water, sadly.
Oh, right, you're right.
I can't navigate.
No.
I can't see.
We can't see either because nobody has night
Wait, since
vision.
I'm behind him, can I
I
see
would
him?
smell the blood.
Yes, I imagine you could.
I'll probably like
Smell the blood.
still panicking. I'm like, oh god, I see someone. Let's go.
I'm just trying to get my bearings, and I'm like, okay, where's the boat?
Oh yeah, it would be very disorienting.
And-
Being rolled across a stream with rapids.
I should have kept my boots of winding.
Yeah.
At least I'll flop forward, teleporting, but no hope.
All right, and so eventually you guys make your way
Yeah.
back onto the river
Okay.
and onto the boat. unfortunately, you aren't able to get a decent night's rest there, and any of the rations and food that you caught during your hunt are still there, so you're kind of
Oh.
low on stuff here. But hey, might as well push on, right? It is. Who's taking rowing now?
Well, first I cast Cure Wounds on this guy.
Okay.
I think I should do it because I have the staff. Don't use your spell slots.
Okay.
Don't use your spell slots.
I wasted I wasted 3 spells. 2, 3.
Well, then,
So,
it was either that or fight Velociraptors.
Yes.
so I cast cure.
Luckily, I rolled Velociraptors. It could have been other stuff.
Oh.
I cast cure wounds with my staff of healing.
Alright, and so as you see the sopping wet patches, you bring out your staff and you see that scar on his back. It's deep.
Oh.
Those things are quite deep. And as you cast your cure wounds and it closes the scar marks on his back, and you see it kind of heal itself together, I would like you to make a medicine check.
Medicine
Oh,
check.
I knew it. Well, I don't know this in character, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start rowing us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if she's busy, then I guess I'll
Yeah,
help you.
that-
Yeah.
Navigate.
I got it.
Because you can't see at night.
I'm rowing. She
Oh,
can
no, you
navigate.
can't see at night.
I can't
Okay,
see
so
it.
as you two navigate, you guide
Did
as
I-
he rows.
No, I chose see invisibility instead of dark vision. And does that work? I
You know
don't
what?
know.
I do have a torch, so
You can
I
see-
light up a torch for us.
And
I
so
don't-
you
I have
on
a
top of the river.
I have
It's
a
not
really
raining,
dumb
right?
question.
Light
not
rain,
Like
light
little
drizzle,
rain.
but not.
I have a really dumb question.
Okay.
The ethereal plane, is it a mirror of our actual world?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do the dumbest thing for an intelligent person.
Okay.
I cast see invisibility. And for
Okay.
1 hour, I can see invisible creatures as they were visible, and I can see into the ethereal plane.
Ethereal plane.
Ethereal plane. Ethereal plane?
Aw.
Ethereal plane? Ethereal plane.
Okay.
It's the only. It's the only way I can navigate. If my understanding of how it works.
You kind of can. You kind of can. It's not like it's like an X-ray, then you can suddenly see
Yeah.
everything like it's in daylight. But the things that you'd be able to see are things that are ethereal.
And
That's
invisible.
fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I've never used this, but like this is the one I prepared just in case we get attacked by invisible things.
Okay, all right. I'll allow it. Yeah, I'll allow it. It's not like this is a horrible idea, but just as a DM to player, are you sure?
Are you certain? Do you
No,
want to be?
I'm not taking this back. I'll hand one paddle to you
Mhm.
so that I can also see in front
Okay.
rather than double back.
Okay.
So I'll be rowing one side, and I basically put on some night vision goggles
Okay.
that'll be stuck on me for 1 hour.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay. And then I'll slowly turn on the filter. I'll slowly turn on the filter. So like it's like one of those eyes that it just
Mhm,
zooms out.
Okay. All right. So, and then you turn on the filter. All right. So, sorry, what was your medicine check result?
22.
22. As you are kind of curing him here, you see it heal. Because you kind of did this earlier with the curse that was on the older sister, you've kind of learned a little bit that the curses around this area are very unique, as are a lot of things. You kind of assume that so are their diseases, and as you kind of cure him, there's just a little bit of a hiccup as you're passing and transferring your power into your spell, and you feel a little bit of a hiccup, and as you kind of realize, it's like, did something get in?
Likely the case.
And so that is what you decipher.
Uh,
And in your case, as you turn on the etherealness, as you I would like to make a wisdom saving.
What? It's that
I
bad?
would like to make a wisdom saving.
It's that bad?
It's bad horrors at night.
I believe I have advantage on. Wait, oh, wait.
while he's doing that,
Yes, while I do that, go
While
ahead.
he's doing
Do you think-
that-
do you
I'm not
think?
aware of the portals
I
you
would
have
like
in
to
Brunei.
cast Lesser Restoration with the Staff of Healing.
All right, and
That's
so
another
Okay,
the Staff of Healing.
stop him.
nice. Anyways, so Patches,
something-
you're like, as you feel like you're very very thankful that Jana is helping you out here. Like with your wounds, you're really starting to appreciate the team that you have here. all with their like numerous wonderful things. And in your mind, you're like, it's like, oh, it's so very dangerous in here. These guys are great. I mean, could I be as good as them? You kind of wonder, that creeping thought in the back of your mind. And you're like, you mean if you defeat them, you are better than your enemy, right?
Funny. Wait a minute.
But like, if you defeat and kill your party here, would you gain their ability as well? And so you kind of get this bit of bloodlust that starts to build
Oh,
here.
I see.
And as you notice, like a weird hiccup here, you cast another lesser restoration.
Yeah.
As Nini just turns on the torch and the area's lit up, you see like Patch's eyes, it's like just kind of bloodshot and red. And you're like, whoa, okay. And you cast a lesser restoration, and thought subsides as you're like, okay. You could have killed everybody then. Hey, whoever tagged and commented that, Patches would be the one to try and kill everybody at the table. You could have been right. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, clerics for the win. Jeez. All right. And so, Nini, as you're lighting up the torch, you're starting to see the expanse. You're starting to see the water. And again, your primal awareness is still kind of up there. And it wasn't before, but you can feel a lot of eyes from the jungle and the water, staring at you now. It is quite unnerving. And, you can feel like there's things coming closer towards your boat. You feel like it's probably because there was blood in the water. And as you feel the healing happening nearby, for a moment there, you even felt some bloodlust coming from Patches.
Oh.
You're like, just kind of like...
Okay.
But then I did something, and then okay.
And so
Probably nothing.
Probably nothing. And so as you just continue onward towards upstream, as you navigate your way,
And to anything out there who wishes to eat us, I suggest you do not.
and as you kind of just
With my beasts, what animals? Speak with animals.
speak with
Is that
animals,
on? Is that on for a while?
Just for an hour though.
Yeah.
I think this hour is still up.
Okay.
and it's like one of the last things you do. And so some of the creatures there just kind of subside. You can kind of feel bits just kind of here and there just still lingering, like they're willing to listen. And as you're like, okay, onward, and as you instruct Biscuit to go onward, Biscuit, what was your wisdom save?
It's a 8, but I'm using Flash of Genius. That I already included my DM inspiration.
Okay.
And I'm gonna add Flash of Genius plus 5, so that becomes a 13 total.
You have anything else?
Can I add Flash of Genius twice? Wait, hold on. I know I have something. Hold on. I know I have something. I just don't remember what it is. Do I add my save to this? I think there was something about +2, but I don't know if that... Nope. I think that's all I've got.
All right. All right. Okay. So, Biscuit, you aren't able to see anything. That's absolute darkness. So, using your tools, you're a man of science. You can't see anything. You can engineer a way out. And so, you created goggles. You turn on the goggles, add the filters. You're ready. It's like, okay. So, you're looking for anything ethereal, and at least a path so that you know where you're heading. As you turn it on, and you see into the ethereal plane. You see the souls of many undead just follow this river upstream, downstream. As many of them just like
I'm like...
as you're like from nothing, blackness, and then suddenly purple, blue wisps of like people just
No one can see my expression
just
because
across,
it's entirely covered.
and the first thing you saw was just something in front of your face as it just passes through, and you're like, and as you can see Nini in front of you with the torch, like, where that way? You're just like, you're looking towards it, and you see these groups of souls just move forward.
They're just souls,
You are
right?
surrounded with what feels like the souls of undead as they just just kind of float along everywhere.
Oh, God.
As you kind of see, them all go, it's just like, and on occasion you can see something just from the distance, just ever so slight, a huge, massive beyond words snake. I've ever seen that. Have you ever played God of War?
Is that
The
dreadnought?
German-
Is that a dreadnought?
What? You know that world
Yeah.
serpent thing from
Yeah.
God of
Hydra?
War?
No, it's not
No,
Hydra.
the world
it's,
serpent.
It's a world serpent.
Oh,
German
the world
guy.
serpent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
The
the
Jormungandr.
Yeah,
Jormungandr.
the
yeah,
Jormungandr.
and you see something, a huge snake from across the horizon. As you see the snakes, as you see the souls or whatever you can see, just go up towards the upper river to a place you can't see. You can see just shining amounts of these purple things just rise up into the sky as you see this giant snake slowly just devour them from across the sky, just disappearing beyond your sight. And as you just kind of
Oh boy.
looking towards it,
He's the only one who's been
you are under a frightened effect.
Okay. In general, just my surrounding, or I can't. move
The
it?
condition frightened. Yeah. So
Okay.
you just kind of like, it's like, and Nini is like looks towards you like that way, and you're just like, I don't want to go that way. I don't wanna do
Alright.
it. I wanna
I guess I'll take over then. Here,
so-
you can hold this.
And so
Hold
you're
the torch.
you hold on to the torch.
Can I see the torch?
Oh, you can see the torch. Yeah.
Okay.
You can see it bright, and as you're just like making your way towards the back of the boat and crouching down, as you see, like just more and more of those spirits just by you, and you're like, okay, just look into the water. There's more.
Imagine having this. Oh, woman.
Yeah, as the old Nini just like, what is wrong with you, whippersnappers?
Hey, Patches.
Can I now help her?
Ah, yes, you can. Yes.
Jana will tell you to rest, and
Oh.
then she will take over.
Okay.
Patient.
Alright.
Hey, Jana. You believe in the afterlife, right?
Well, I
Very
am,
much so.
I am very much so, since I am a cleric of life.
Okay. Where do all the dead people go if they don't go up there?
The very esoteric question. You're
I never contemplated on that because I focus more on preserving life.
and then you
Well-
see that giant snake, and all those souls just.
Very, yes. Yes. I wouldn't want to imagine what you can see.
Are you seeing something?
And you're looking at him, cold sweats, pale, like now with the torch in his hand, pale, sweating, not water, sweat.
Are
As
you
he's
okay?
just like,
If only if you, I'd show you what I see, but I don't want to traumatize you.
Just Jana just like raising an eyebrow like, huh?
I can't take it. I can't take it off and give it to you. I could, but, like,
I doubt it would fit on my face anyways.
you don't need both eyes to see this shit.
I looked the biscuit like, told you, man.
and
The
and,
water.
Are you too?
and by this point you've just kind of
That's her.
You know, but she's a cleric of life. I don't know if this stuff deters her or not.
and so like literally you're holding onto the torch and you're kind of staring at the torch now to blind yourself from everything else, and you're like,
I literally looked the biscuit like, I told you, man, it's the water.
It's the one. It's the one. I
Okay,
never put your head in the water.
I'm a little bit suspicious.
it's worse because you can't hear the sounds, or maybe it's better because you can't hear the sounds.
Oh god!
But yeah.
You see all that.
I'm so tempted to just put myself in hypnotic patterns. Just to knock out.
To neuralize yourself.
Neuralize the friend effect.
Forget
Nope.
you.
Nope, the past 5 hours. All right,
Oh.
and so
It doesn't help that this is on for 1 hour.
as Nini, gets up the river, it's a little bit tough that the water is higher than like usual, but hey, Nini with the help of those chewingas, just kind of pushing the boat from behind the water chewingas, just like somehow she's making it. You're not even bothered with how in the world she's able to move this fast.
Oh, can I see the chewingas?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
You don't have true sight.
Oh, it requires true sight. Okay.
And so, as you just kind of like shove on further and further, and you're like, just no. And then occasionally in front of you, the blindness, you can see like a face. And like, occasionally the torch, as it's blinding you, you can see like a face emerge from the torch.
Oh.
Like,
At the top of my lungs. Are any of you not dead?
so as Jana, you've just healed him from something you're worried about.
Yeah. Now
As-
I feel like I have to worry about this fool.
You have to worry about as you feel like he's starting to go. He's staring at a torch. From your point of view, he's wearing his goggles, staring at a torch as he's going. Are you not seeing this?
Are you not all dead?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Are any of you dead? As he's screaming out into the darkness, into the
See
open
what?
river.
Maybe you should take those things off.
I can't.
What are they, locked on?
Yes, they're designed to stay on for a whole hour. I meant to use these to see invisible people, not dead people.
What idiot would design it that way?
Next to you.
Well, I didn't know. Well, it was supposed to see invisible people. I didn't think invisible people included dead people.
It's okay. It's okay, Biscuit. I don't like the water too.
Wait, so you hold on, so you're saying you're seeing a bunch of undead?
I am seeing waves of undead being swallowed by a creature of unimaginable proportions. It's right there.
He sounds like he's going mad. I mean,
It doesn't sound right.
none of this sounds right. As Nini
Sounds
just
like my family on Thanksgiving.
oh boy.
To get a turkey among that crowd.
Oh boy, and as it's just such a weird conversation to have as you're listening.
I'm rowing, by the way, so I'm just like. Sure.
We just escaped from the Velociraptors. I am tired. I didn't get a full night's sleep. I'll deal with this in the morning. You could really go for some Kupi. Anyways, so as the sun finally breaks in the sky, as you see the light come up. Eventually, your glasses just retract back in, and it is incredibly bright. You've been staring at a torch for an hour, and so you've effectively blinded yourself.
How long am I blinded for?
You're
Maybe just a little while.
for a while, not inconsequential,
Okay,
but then you kind of blinded
I was
yourself.
like, okay.
And so, as the morning comes and you continue moving upstream, you see no one anymore. There are no fishermen, nothing like that. As you move upstream, you kind of see bits of the actual morning fog come up now, and for the next, like a few hours, uneventful. Thank goodness.
Okay.
The water definitely starts, running a little bit harder. And now that the rain, the rain happened last night, you start noticing that a lot of the mounds and hills around nearby, they each kind of create their own, spectacular little waterfall, and literally there must have been so much water collected into this river. And you just kind of move on.
My staff of healing regains back its
Next
charges
Yes,
at dawn. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's at full now.
Excellent.
I am still
Shook.
shook.
All right. And by the way, who has food?
I still have a few days of rations.
Okay.
Oh man, wait. When you said that all our stuff is left behind, do you mean quite literally?
No. I just mean
okay.
like the stuff
The
that you
tents.
hunted, tent
Oh,
and stuff
okay,
like
okay.
that.
Anything like our bag, I think will obviously be handed.
Okay.
And so you continue up the river, again for happily another 2 days.
Okay. I'm gonna switch up. If we're running out of
I
food,
still don't get spell slots back.
Yeah. Unfortunately, being on the boat again and ignoring long rest is a little bit detrimental at the moment. But regardless, you're still moving on. For every day that passes for you, the day also passes for the sister, and the fate of the sister back at Port Nyanzaru. So at least that motivates you to keep
Going forward.
Going forward.
Okay.
I mean, the kid did this on his own.
Yeah.
Why can't the four of you?
Can't do this.
That's right. And so, on the as you continue on for another 2 days, it is now 4, 5, 6, the sixth day. Yeah, it is now the 6th day of your travel. You're making good headway. You're like a few more days out until you reach the Aldani Basin. And you can definitely feel that the river has started getting much narrower. How deep it is, you're not entirely sure, but it's certainly feeling a lot narrower now. As you can see, the banks of both edges a little bit more closer now. The eyes that followed, the beastly eyes that you've noticed, have come and gone. Though you can't help but feel like there's one that kind of lingers. There's one that's been lingering and has been following you since that night at that night of rain. You don't really know. It's not really dangerous like a predator, but it feels like the eyes are following you. And as you continue to move up the river, you can't help but just eat the rations that you have. Try to rest up as much as you can. Everybody, you lose 8 HP for continuous missing of, like a proper long rest.
But we don't get our.
Oh, sorry. What I meant by that is you lose 8 HP off your maximum HP.
Oh.
So it's like the reverse of temporary HP. It's like temporary loss of HP. So your maximum HP is less by 8. Right? And you continue to move on. It is the 6th day. Nothing eventful. Once again, you sleep that night. You sleep that night on the ship as best you can. And that night, as you're just kind of listing, like up the river, starting to get a little bit easier, you suddenly feel a lot colder. Like, a lot colder. Like, up ahead, it feels very, very cold. The water, as you put your hands in the water, just to kind of test it out, it feels almost icy cold. And as you're thinking that, the boat stops as it almost reaches some kind of bank in front of you. And as from the darkness you pull out the torch, and as you kind of look at the bow of the ship, the river has kind of frozen over.
Wow.
And you feel that cold, just kind of the cold wind just kind of blare through you. There's little frost in the air, making huge fogs, as if it's like some localized blizzard, like light blizzard of snow, and the river is frozen.
Okay.
Is this natural?
No, absolutely not. As far as you know, this is certainly not natural. And Nini, absolutely not. This is not natural.
Okay.
I suppose.
I look around. Is this natural? I wouldn't know.
Well, can I test the ice, see if it's walkable?
It's walkable. It's walkable, but you
Can
feel
it
like
hold
if you
everyone's weight?
At my weight, is it walkable?
at your weight, yeah, it's quite thick, surprisingly. This
All right.
it's quite thick, surprisingly, but it's kind of hard to tell because it seems like the ice and the cold temperature are only affecting this,
Region?
like around this area, whereas the rest of the water and the rest of the environment is still warm and humid. A temperate, like a climate, otherwise. And so, how long or how short the ice will last is kind of up in the air.
How far is it? The stretch of ice.
It is huge, from bank to bank right now.
Okay.
And it extends to mostly part of the bank on your left, like the area on your left, as you can see, just white trees, tropical trees covered in snow and frost, just on mostly the left side.
Where are we on the map right now?
You're
We're
up
at
the
the
map.
bank.
Do you see
Yeah.
these bends
Yeah.
between Camp Righteous over here?
Yeah.
So you're around here. Roughly about
Oh, like at the bank there.
2 days from reaching the Aldani Basin.
Okay.
And we're supposed to go
Down that
Down.
path.
Well, I don't.
So 2 more days, and that's our destination.
That's where, yeah, your destination is.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting sick of being in this boat.
I still gotta check for leeches just in case.
Well, what time of the day is it now?
Right now, it's past midday, around 4.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
chilly.
So, all right.
Yeah, chilly, surprising.
How many miles would you say we are? How far away are we from the Aldani Basin?
If we cut through the forest
Cut through the forest.
instead of taking the river.
No. They say it's still.
Following the river, maybe around 60 miles. Following,
The forest.
cutting right through the jungle, 30 miles. You effectively have your.
The question is, are we gonna risk going through a forested, frosted plain
We
that
could
is
just cross the
unnatural?
river.
I,
The
I,
frozen river.
I'd rather follow the river, honestly. I don't know, but
I don't want to get lost in this forest.
That's the thing. We can't get lost
Well,
unless it's by magical means.
Well, we're traveling here for the first time. I don't know if that applies.
yeah.
I mean, you guys are nomads, sure, but I don't know how that
wait, I
works.
don't know. My suggestion is we follow the river.
Agreed.
yeah.
Okay.
And so you get off and with just your boots.
Jana's scared, so she's just like walking slowly, testing
Yeah.
the ice.
Oh yeah. You're as you're just kind of looking over, and you're like, and it's slippery. It is slippery. I mean, it's ice in a tropical forest. It's very much slippery. It's both melting and freezing at the same time.
I spin to look at them. How about this? I volunteer to go forward as I'm the lightest. If I fall, you know that it's very thin.
Right.
Right.
Question. It looks thick enough to hold her weight, right?
Yes,
Is
theoretically.
there trees nearby?
There are trees on the other side of the bank.
Okay. How far is it to the other side of the bank? It's not too far, right?
Not too far. It's fairly close.
I'm a look here. I look at the boat. I'm like. I look to him. I'm like. Ever made a sled?
Yeah, I've made sleds in winter. What?
I look at him. I look at the boat. I look at him. I wanna make a sled.
That's genius.
Alright.
And you realize he has a point. It is a flat-bottomed, boat. He can certainly serve as a sled.
Oh, it's my bottom. That's right.
You have wheels.
Do I have to attach stuff to it? No, right? No? All right. Yeah, that's a great idea. We can even. Yeah. Okay.
Question is, what's gonna drag her?
Well.
And so as you're, you take off your shoes to use your claws.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so you.
Nice.
I'll start tying up some rope to make a harness for
All right.
him.
And so as you're getting off the boat onto the thing, Nini has since already gone off, and then just slid across. You're quite dexterous, right? Yeah. And additionally onto that, you've noticed that a few ice chewingas have started following you from behind too, and they're like holding on to your feet, and it's like.
How fast do we want to move?
Not too fast,
fast
but
as
enough, and as long as it can catch up to her, and then maybe pick her up and then move again.
How fast is this
We have a
little?
young girl waiting back at town.
All right.
All right, fine. And I go ahead. And I go ahead secretly because I know he's afraid of water. I go ahead and take out a little vial. Please make this work. This is like the first time I'm using it. I go ahead and this is spice tea. But it's
Spice tea.
and I go ahead and like flick it to the back of his head. And this is essentially haste.
Nice.
And this is my last
good.
third level spell.
You're giving me haste.
I'm giving you haste.
Oh no.
All right.
That
Okay.
means you're gonna be exhausted.
After 1 minute. Okay, so we're gonna do math today.
All right. And so Nini, as you're leading on ahead.
No, actually, it's not the.
Okay.
No, it's not about exhaustion. It's just that.
Stun.
Yeah, for 6 seconds.
Okay,
So you just catch your breath after a minute.
How long does your haste last?
1 minute. So
1 minute.
I counted the math. I can go 1,400 feet.
Theoretically, yes.
Theoretically.
On
With
ice.
haste?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because with dash as well,
All right.
and double dash. Anyway, no.
I accept. You definitely be able to get across this like ice river.
Within a minute.
Yeah.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to level 10. These
Bro.
things.
Bro, if triple haste already breaks the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
it does.
And so, you're getting on onto the ice. You're bringing the boat in onto the ice. It is frosted. It is warm and humid, and yet frosty and frozen. It is an incredibly confusing feeling. It's like not equivalent, but have you ever turned on the air conditioning and be under it, but you also had a window open?
Yeah. It's cold and hot.
So like like waves of sweat and heat and things like that. As you get on, you remove your shoes and just kind of feel the cool, very slippery, very wet ice below you. And you're just kind of moving on. It's gonna be hard to maneuver. This is gonna be a straight shot or nothing.
Yeah.
And Nini, as you're like just sliding across, ahead, far ahead now. It's like you're watching them at the back. being in the snow is quite enjoyable. You know, it is it is very very nice, and you always wonder why people don't like it. You know, as you just like minding your own thing.
On vacation.
It's wonderful that those those visions of beasts and things like that around you, quiet. Maybe because of the ice, maybe because they just don't like the cold. Maybe they're not bred for the cold. The beasts and plants are either dying, dead, or have
Frozen.
run from this area. As you just like
Plants that run.
pure quiet, as you just like making figure eights onto the snow. You know, it's really really slippery, but you know, not too bad. And the two of you, as the two of you just like make sure it's like okay, all right. Like making sure it's reinforced, you know, like getting ready behind. Jana, you're on the boat.
I'm
just
on
like,
the boat.
You're
I'm
seeing
just
what.
like, okay, this is probably gonna be a nice ride.
Then you start seeing Biscuit take out a small red vial.
Wait, what is that? What are you doing?
I'm like,
Brace! Brace!
As you feel like, and you can see like the surface of his like his
Fur.
fur is
Yeah.
going. His kind of-
Yeah, no, when
I'm
you're
literally just tying myself to the boat.
Shouldn't I be tying myself to?
to the and before you finish the sentence, as you see them behind, there's just like wow, they're moving very very fast, and as you just you need to slide behind them. You see, like part of the ice in front of you is a little bit thin, but it's in like a particular like broken shape, and you're like, fascinating, and then you just kind of go around it.
going,
Oh,
going around it. No, I can't see this.
No, depending on the speed we're going, by inertia's rule of physics, we should slide right over it.
Yeah?
I don't know how to do.
I want to make it so like
Are they?
We're going pretty
They're
fast.
going very fast.
very fast.
In 1 minute.
In 1 minute.
I'm gonna use my swarm to fly up to grab some branches and put it at that particular thin spot. I want to go around the cherry.
So I'm gonna say that as you're while you had the initiative ahead of time, you see them and you're like, oh, okay, this is a thin area. This is a thin area. I should probably mark this. And as you head over to the bank, it is frozen. This part of the jungle is frozen. It is white. In the daylight, this looks very, very strange. It is frosted all over. It's not snow, like soft powdered snow. It is just frosted, jungle. And so as you grab like the slippery ice and break it off, you're grabbing, like a good amount, and you just slide it across the frozen river. It rolls over not too bad. And as you're at the bank, you can't help but notice, everything is frosted over, and yet there are these very large footprints. A set of 3 very large footprints at the bank of the river.
Set of 3. Huh.
Yeah, and it looks like they're wearing boots, but they've left quite an impression into the frozen mud bank. And you can see, as you're looking up, the twigs that you were grabbing and things like that, they were already on the ground, mostly because there was very much something large that went through and broke their way through the trees. And then as you're just like, fascinating, and then you're grabbing more sticks as you're rolling them over, you hear the sounds of, as you hear, and you're like, as you see overhead a giant boulder,
A
a giant boulder just being launched from somewhere within the jungle. And as the two,
Towards where?
towards the river where they're going. And as they're like, gotta go, and suddenly you see something just going off into your path
Oh!
Oh
and
dear.
crash into the river, making this huge crater.
How big is this rock?
Huh?
How big is this?
A boulder,
Oh, big enough to crash.
big enough to crack to crack a river. Yes. And as it just creates a crater, as the water from underneath you can see is like starting to flow, you are headed straight towards that river. I'll unfortunately I can only give like a reaction here.
Okay.
Anyone? Anyone got something until you
I'm
how
too far to do anything.
how
aren't
far are
I?
we from the boulder? Like, how far was the boat from to the boulder?
to the boulder? The boulder is like currently in motion. It's broken through the ice already.
Oh, it's
And-
broken through
Yeah.
the ice.
Yeah, it's broken through the ice
basically a
already.
crater there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we trying to do? Jump over the river?
You can either jump, try to maneuver around it, or something to help with that crater.
How far away am I from these guys?
A few hundred meters.
Alright. So all I can do is watch.
Yeah, and so as
Oh.
you're like,
Ooh.
look at.
Oh, I've got something. Is the boulder sitting in front of us?
No, it's under the water.
It's under the water.
Yeah, it's broken through under the water.
What's the distance between how big is the hole, like between ice to ice?
I'm gonna say big enough to definitely like around
Sink us through.
like 15 to 20 feet in diameter.
15 to 20 feet. Okay. Let me see here.
Okay, that's
15 to 20 feet.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, not gonna use that one. I was gonna try grease.
To try to go faster.
no, more or less like if we're traveling fast enough, I'm like, can I make this guy so fast we slide over the water? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. I will cast.
You are.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Your intelligence is. What right now? For this character?
20.
20. Yeah.
20. The thing is, when it comes to gravity, the moment you leave a plane, you automatically go down. There is no up.
Well.
Unless there's
And especially when it's weighted, there is no across.
So the only way is if we can find some.
You will fall in.
Okay. Then how about this one? This is even dumber than the grease.
Okay.
Could I try Thunder Wave to launch us? I don't know. I'm just really trying to think. I don't think I have anything else. That's my last one.
Okay. Okay.
Would that work?
You can certainly try.
Damn it.
Oh.
Yes, tagging and commenting. Who in the world would have guessed that what somebody would be trying to do in the jungle of Chult is to bobsled across the river, the frozen river, and use Thunder Wave to launch yourself up above a hole created by a giant boulder that was thrown from an unknown giant person inside the jungle. I don't know who would have guessed that, but if somebody did, that guy's the winner.
Here we go. On a failed save, pushes 10 feet away. I can only push us up to 10 feet.
But that's one person, right? Not the ground, right?
Yeah, but technically, if I can push it 10 feet forward, I don't know.
Okay. Is there a way
Okay,
for
wait.
me?
Are you trying to just use the force of the momentum of your
Oh,
thunder wave?
That's genius!
Push
That's
you guys
genius!
a bit more forward.
Okay,
There
he
we
so
goes up, we follow
15,
because
20 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. So Patches, what'd I tell you? Jump!
Okay. Jump.
Okay, I don't know how high he's jumping.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm gonna like wait till he's like at the apex of his jump
Mm-hmm.
and I'll cast Thunder Wave. I'm gonna literally like be behind Jana,
Mm-hmm.
so like I don't push her off the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll cast Thunder Wave. I'll
This is some real tightrope stuff.
I don't
I
like
have the
being pressured.
DCs in my head, but yes, this is what you're doing, yeah.
I don't like being pressured, but like I don't want us to
No,
fall.
it's okay. It's
anyway.
okay. I know. It's okay.
Go.
You're not large, right?
I'm large.
You've turned yourself large?
I am.
When? Oh,
Well, technically, wait, no, I didn't go in large.
you didn't call it.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
You
it's
saying
okay.
that.
I'm not large. I'm still small.
Okay.
I mean, I'm.
You're
Medium.
medium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Then this will totally work.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Okay. All right. And so the party is in agreement. This is what you're doing, right?
Jana has no choice. She's a backseat.
If I increase my spell slot, does he get tossed further? It doesn't say here, but
Oh, I thought I was large.
I'll have to make these few rolls first, and then I'll get back to you on that. All right. So the party is in agreement. This is what you're doing, yeah?
far away.
Would it help if I grew bigger?
You are going very, very fast right now. This is just a reaction time.
Okay, never mind. It's okay.
Worth
Alright.
of the.
oh my
I
god.
trust in you. You got
Oh
this.
my god.
Jana, any
Any
no,
reaction?
technically
Hold on.
you're my final call on this
Oh gosh,
Before I hit cast.
reaction.
before you hit cast.
I got nothing on reactions though.
Or any spell.
Any spell, just something,
Any
something to just aid us or something.
Yes.
Aid.
Anything that could help. Enhance, maybe. I don't know.
Look what you've done, Anas.
Well, to be fair, this is what we did with ourselves.
I didn't think he was gonna throw a boulder.
No,
Yeah,
I think
so
it's a boulder.
Whoever guessed that in the
Whoever
comments,
guessed-
well done.
Yes, well done.
I got nothing, no
No
spells
spells?
except for guidance on whatever. That's an action.
You can try and guidance him in case
You
have
are
to make a
moving
jump.
very, very
Yeah.
This is a
fast.
reaction.
Yeah, you're moving very,
Okay.
very fast.
All right. So I guess I'll tell Jana, I'll tell Patch, like, "Bro, get ready to jump," and I'll switch places with Jana, so Jana's in front.
Okay.
And then after that, the minute he jumps, I'll wait till like the apex, and then
Uh-huh.
I'll cast it at my highest level.
Okay.
Which is at a lot, which is a
All
level
right.
2.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and slam my fist together and
And create a thunder wave
And
to
create
propel
a-
yourself forward.
Yes.
Okay, I understand the plan.
Okay.
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
sorry for these next few rolls if they don't.
Oh,
Okay, and
gosh.
so the party is in agreement. I have to double check this. And the
Okay.
party is in agreement. This
Yes.
is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes, because we don't have
Pretty
any.
much these three guys. I'm too far.
Yes, you are.
It's
That's a
these
whole...
two guys. All I can do is just sit back.
Okay. Do we need
Okay.
to? Okay. Do I need to roll anything? Because I have a reaction that can help someone or me.
Okay. I would ask, as you're doing this, Jana and Biscuit switch places. This is the only thing that you could come up with. It's either this or you crash into the hole on a frozen plane,
And-
into frozen waters, and potentially, this would hurt a lot at the speed that you're going.
Not a reaction.
this is a crash.
but if we survive, we'll die either of two things: hypothermia or what's the one for drowning?
Drowning.
Hypothermia. What's the one for drowning? Drowning.
Whoever's commenting that somebody drowns in here, yeah, that's still up for grabs. Anyways, so Hatches, you are going incredibly fast.
Yeah.
You are using your claws to get over the slippery, frozen river.
Right.
I would like you to make an athletics
No.
check with disadvantage.
Okay. Understandable.
And just so you know, this DC is you're going very, very fast.
Yes, I know.
You're on incredibly slippery ground.
Yes, I know.
And you're not wearing your boots.
Yes. But here's a question: does my ring help?
What? Your ring of?
Free action.
Ring of free action in a way that it does,
It
but you're
helps.
not wearing your boots,
Yeah.
so yeah.
It's fine. I have to use my storm rune reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Change that disadvantage to straight roll.
A straight roll. All right. And so what you're doing here is you're pushing down. You see the hole up ahead. You don't know where that boulder came from. You see Biscuit in front of you. He's got an idea in his head. You've got faith that he's got something ready. And so what you're doing is, okay, I can't dodge this. I'm gonna have to go through it. So you start pushing down on the keel of the boat as you're trying to kind of like angle it a little bit up
Oh.
as you just
Sorry, just double checking. Is he in front or behind us?
Yeah,
behind.
I thought he was in front because
Yeah.
you made the ropes.
Oh right, yeah, no, he's
It's like a
front, yeah.
sled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that.
Oh, sorry, yeah. And so you're sorry, you're pulling the rope across your shoulder to kind of
Yeah.
lift the boat a little bit
Yeah.
as you're getting ready to jump there. And as you're, just making it at the kind of speed that you're making, make that straight roll as you activate your runes. Like, yeah.
Straight roll, please.
And I'm sorry, it's DC is different.
I know. This is not really nice. Come on.
It's a make or break moment.
I don't think I'm gonna make it. No.
What is that?
This is just straight strength, right? Not athletics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
not
unfortunate.
athletic.
Oh, sorry, it's athletics. Yes.
Okay. 22.
I'll add Flash of Genius +5.
27.
Reaction.
It's a reaction. Flash of
Reaction?
Genius is reaction. Yeah.
All right, plus 5.
27.
Huh?
27.
27. All right. So, as you lift it up and you're feeling the slipperiness behind you, you realize at the edge of where the ice just broke, that's where you can get a little bit of extra grip with your claws. The timing is going to be literally on the hair. As you're just sliding and like running forward, you grasp your claws at the edge of the ice and you are able to push yourself up with the boat behind you as you thunder wave to get a little bit of lift as you see that this wide 15 to 20 diameter hole is kind of left over, and you make it.
Jeez.
However, as you land and you are literally just trying to gain your balance as you're continuing to move forward, the sled continues to slide in a straight motion across the river as you've left behind Nini.
Oh, shoot.
And as Nini, you're just like, oh no. You hear the sounds of heavy
Well, I guess that's
footsteps
I
behind
need to
you.
go.
And as you're like, oh, I gotta go. You look behind as you see the trees just come down and 3 giant frost giants
Frost giants.
look down
As a
towards
bonus
you.
action, I magically become invisible.
And with the interest in time, that's what we'll love up today. Ever put down in this episode that you know we'd be splitting the party. You dick. Why would you? Oh my gosh. All right. We'll end the session at here today. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everyone for watching. And thank you again to Funko Pop. There was a lot of things that you could have guessed today. I hope you're still, you know, the people who've given in their gifts have remembered to tag Wild Magic and Funko Pop Brunei. Because this is still up for grabs. Maybe I'll put it in the next episode. Maybe this could be there. But oh my gosh. All right. Thank you everybody. Good day, good night, and tune in for the next and hopefully last episode of The Hunt for Kupi. Bye everybody.